lot of big things that are going down tonight, a lot of big moments that can happen. Obviously, we're expecting Trick Williams. We think there's a good chance that this is the show that he's going to return on, and think there's a good chance that he could cost Carmelo, which will then mean that we get Trick Carmelo, and it'll mean that we get Tony against Ilya. Tony as the champion could be a very interesting future for NXT. Ilya hopefully goes to the main roster. So, yeah, I mean, we're making some big moves at the moment. So, very much looking forward to seeing how this plays out. One thing I want to do, though, is just want to break down what's actually on the show. There's not tons that's been announced, but what has been announced is very exciting. So we've got Tony D'Angelo and Carmelo Hayes going up in a #1 contenders match. As we said, expecting it to be a case that Trick comes back and he is going to cost Carmelo, right? And then Tony will win, and then we get Tony against Ilya. That's my guess. Then we've got Bron Breakker and Baron Corbin defending the NXT Tag Team Championships against Chase U. So Bron and Baron taking on Chase U. That should be good. I like both of those teams, so that should be fun. The big one, though, well, I say big one, probably the one with the most star power, Lyra Valkyria and Tatum Paxley taking on the Kabuki Warriors. We've got Asuka and Kairi Sane defending those tag titles tonight. So Asuka and Kairi Sane, there's not much mystery to this one because, of course, we know that there's going to be a title defense next Monday on Raw, so totally expecting the Kabuki Warriors to come away with the victory here. But even so, should be good. Looking forward to it. And then Joe Gacy battles Dijak in an Asylum match. If you don't know what an Asylum match is, that is basically where there's a cage, there's weapons that are available. I think they tend to dangle above the cage, and then you can grab those weapons and use those weapons. And very, very much looking forward to seeing how that match plays out. I feel like, well, I feel like Dijak should win so that he can keep his sort of momentum going, but maybe we need to throw Joe Gacy a bit of a bone. Perhaps like he needs to pick up a victory. I think that's a hard one, actually. I feel like both guys need to get a win in that. So that one feels a bit trickier, but yeah, no, that feels a bit trickier. I'm not sure. That is the one I'm going to ask the question on. That's the one that I'm really not certain about. So we'll ask the question, who wins? Is it going to be Dijak or is it going to be... So is it going to be Dijak or is it going to be Joe Gacy? I think we know what's happening with the women's tag match. There's not really too much to talk about there. Carmelo, I think Trick's costing him. Trick could always turn up after, I suppose, but I think Trick's going to cost him. This one, I'm really not certain about. This one I am struggling to get a bit of a read on. And Bron Breakker and Baron Corbin against Chase U. I'm thinking Bron and Baron retaining that, but that's a bit tricky as well, isn't it? You could make an argument for Chase U, considering they've been down on their luck and now they're back again, you know? Interesting. Yep, we'll have to see how it all plays out and see what you lot think with the poll. Let's go over to the chat. Hello, Dro, shout out to you. Hope you're well. Hayden, hello. Stuart said, I wish they would use Gigi and Blair Davenport more. Yeah, I agree with that. Kian said, hope you're doing well. I'm doing good, thank you. I enjoyed Raw last night. I'm looking forward to NXT tonight. I've enjoyed today's Unseen video. That's good. And I am looking forward to NXT. Excellent. I'm pleased you continue to enjoy the Unseen videos, and a big thank you to everyone that keeps checking them out. I think the thing that I want to get across, because I do find the one on Monday to be the hardest one to do, and the reason is because we don't finish Raw until 4 in the morning, and it always takes at least 2 hours to like gather everything together, because obviously we've been streaming for 5 hours and I've not been able to go through social media in that time. If I was to sit here and talk to you whilst going through social media, I would be distracted, and I like to try and give you my attention. So it means that on a Monday, it's always going to be delayed going up because I've got so much stuff to go through, and obviously all of the Raw reaction as well. The other problem is that because there's so much stuff, like, it can be quite difficult to get it sort of organized, if you will. I did watch the one from yesterday, the latest one, and I thought, I bet people are clicking on it, obviously wanting the thumbnail. But the thing in the thumbnail doesn't actually get spoken about until a good 10 minutes in, and that's not on purpose. That was not intentional. The way that I tend to do it is that I get everything, put them into folders, record it. As it's uploading, I then decide what do I think the strongest talking point is, what do I think the thing is that's the most interesting or the most captivating, the thing that's going to really grab attention. What is it? And I don't make that decision until after the thing's recorded. So it could be 20 minutes in, it could be 30 minutes in, it could be 5 minutes in, it could be the first thing we talk about, it could be the last thing we talk about. I think the point I'm making is that I do put timestamps. So when it comes to Unseen, I'm not trying to get you to stick around for ages till we get to what the thumbnail is. It's just the way that it's recorded is that I just have to chuck stuff in folders, record it, get it up onto the channel as quickly as possible, and then I make the thumbnail. Then I decide what the big talking point is. So just so that everyone knows, everyone's on the same page as to, you know, the timestamps are there. You can jump to whatever you want to jump to. I've even tried starting to put it into the comments. Like, if you just want what's on the thumbnail, jump to this bit here. I've started to put that into the comments as well to try and help people out, you know. So I did look at this last one and I was like, it's got good stuff in it. I don't think it's bad one, but trying to get to what maybe people have clicked on the video for, I can see that that might be a little bit of a problem, but I can't really think of a fix for that, to be honest, because unless I sit and kind of go through all the folders like before I record, which is going to take even longer to figure out what the thumbnail should be like. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's one of them. It's one of them. I think there needs to be a little bit of understanding that, you know, the thumbnail talking point might be 10 minutes in, 20 minutes in, and that's the reason why. So, but yeah, I'm pleased you enjoy them. I love the fact people are still enjoying them. I mean, we dropped 2 yesterday, one for Sting as well, and then obviously we've done another one earlier today. There'll be another one after we do NXT. I mean, they're just coming thick and fast. I mean, there's just so much going on at the moment. It's just crazy the amount of stuff that I get tagged in, which is awesome. But yeah, there's just so much stuff. So yeah, I'm glad you enjoy it. If you enjoy it, I'll keep on making it. That's the arrangement that we've got. And am I excited for NXT? Very much so. Very much so. I think it looks like a really good show tonight. Miguel, shout out to you, my friend. Really appreciate the support. I hope you're well. So Miguel said, Days, this past month has been hard. One of my dogs has passed away. I'm really sorry to hear that, my friend. Losing anyone is tough. And, you know, even though dogs have shorter lives, it doesn't make it any easier whatsoever, you know, because you have that connection, don't you? I mean, Kia, our dog, is, I think, 12 now. And, you know, dogs tend to live till about that age. So we're at the point now where mentally I'm having to try and get myself prepared for that as well. I'm having to sort of like, okay, you know, it's going to happen. It's going to happen over the next few years. You need to be ready for this. You need to be prepared for this. It's weird. I don't know how other people do it, but like as I'm getting older, I start to mentally prepare myself for things like that, you know? Like with my grandparents, I would tell myself, like, you know, you probably haven't got long left with these, you know, people. Enjoy them whilst they're around, kind of a thing, you know? And I feel that way about my dog. Might have another 2 years. But I already start sort of telling myself that, like, you know, I don't know if that's weird. I don't know if that's a weird thing to do, but it's kind of like trying to lessen the blow for the inevitable, you know. So that's really tough, man. Honestly, it's something that I've thought about as well with like when Kia goes. So I hope you're holding up well. Miguel said, I hope all the amazing content alongside with the wrestling has helped me feel better at times. And I just want to say thank you. Well, that's really good. That's good. I'm really pleased that there's a distraction. There's an escape. There's something that can just, you know, help you kind of through this tough time. But listen, you remember what Razor Ramon said? He said, bad times don't last, but bad guys do. So, you know, tough times don't last, tough guys do. So that's a fun little saying, I think, that is worth carrying with you as you move forwards. Like, you know, if you go, everyone goes through rough bits, everyone loses people, everyone goes through relationships that fail, everyone has pets that pass, everyone has parents that pass, everyone has friends that they lose, or whatever it might be. So you're definitely not alone. But it's how you weather those storms, isn't it? It's how you get through those storms that kind of make you the person that you are. So, brilliant. Yeah, if wrestling has been a source of comfort, then that's awesome. Because wrestling is excellent and amazing and mind-blowing for so many different reasons. But it can be a real escape from the day-to-day issues, can't it, as well? A real escape. So, no, amazing. I love that comment, dude. And as I said, thoughts are with you, and I hope things get better. They will. They always do. Time does heal all wounds. It just takes a bit of time. So, thoughts with you, bud. Hasib said, days tomorrow, I've got a blood test. I am terrified. Have you got any advice? Don't worry about it. I mean, honestly, all I would say is it's out of your control. I really try to not worry about things that are out of my control. I really try to just focus on the things that I can control. And I think if you try and focus on that and live your life sort of that way, I think that you should be, you know, you should feel a bit more satisfied, you know? You know, you can't control what other people do, right? You can't control the actions of other people's. You can only control your reaction to that, right? And with this, you know, you going for a blood test, it's the right thing to do. Are you in control of the result? No. Is there anything that you can do? No. And actually worrying about it is only going to make things worse, isn't it? I mean, worrying about it ain't making anything better. So it's one of those where people will say, don't worry about it, chill out, it's not a problem, don't think about it. That's obviously easier said than done. So all I would say is, you know, try and get yourself into a mindset where you are, if you want to worry about stuff, and we all do, worry about the stuff that you can control. Worry about the decisions that you have to make every single day. Not so much like, oh, I've got to get a test. What's the result going to be? That's out your control. There's nothing you can do about that. There's nothing you can do. It's easier said than done, innit? It's easier said than done. I mean, all I would say is do something you like, have some nice food, have a nice drink, watch some wrestling, join in the conversation, sort of distract yourself in a way. But, I mean, you don't really want to bury your problems and hide from your problems. That doesn't really solve your problems, but your problem of like a blood test can't really be solved, can it? So what I would say is try as much as you can to not worry about the things that are outside of your control, because I spent a lot of my time doing that when I was young. I spent a lot of my time worrying about stuff and worrying about people and worrying about things that I had no control over. I cannot control. Like, so you cannot control people. You can influence, you know, like if you're nice to someone, they'll probably be nice back, right? In that regards. But yeah, you know, I really do try to not worry about things that I can't control. It's difficult though, isn't it? I mean, everyone's got their own kind of dramas that are going on in the world, so this is why wrestling's awesome, because it can be a very welcome distraction, and sometimes that's all we need, is a little welcome distraction. James said, I hope it goes well, by the way, Hasib. And I speak on behalf of the community there, including James Chadwick. I know, you wouldn't think it, would you? James said, there's already a wrestling company that's called AIW. It's absolute intent. Oh, I knew you would know that. Of course you know. No, but an AI company that is... Do you know what I was thinking as I was saying that on the escape pods? I was thinking, imagine, you know, like how people do figure videos and whatever. Imagine if there was one that was kind of based on AI characters, AI footage. So you could create your own characters that don't exist, the evil clown, whatever, right? All these different characters. And then using AI, you can now generate footage, just little clips. So you could be like generating that. You could create your own roster, your own videos. Because I think if you've got a really good image, I don't quite get how the video side of it works. But what I know with AI is that you can put in a picture as a reference point. So you can say, I want the image that you're going to generate, I want it to be based on this image. I mean, it's one of those where if you tell the computer to create you some images of Taylor Swift, you know, some of them are going to look good, some of them are going to look off. Say we just saw them with Alexa Bliss. Some are going to look good, some are going to look off. But I'm sure the technology will get to a point not that far off where it's going to start hitting a lot more accurate on a more regular basis. If you have a picture generated of a character that you like, how far off are we? Because I don't think we're far. I really don't think we're far. How far off are we? You having your own roster of characters, say 20 wrestlers that you've created using AI, and then scanning that picture so that you can then create matches between those two characters, and the AI will create the footage of those two characters wrestling. That's what I was thinking when we were talking about AI wrestling. Could we actually get AI, proper AI, artificial intelligence wrestling? How far off that are we? And I tell you, as soon as that technology arrives, which I mean, look at where we are now. I really don't think we're far. If someone was to tell me 12 months we'll be there, I would believe them. And I think as soon as that technology arrives, and it could be here now that's capable of doing that, I can see a lot of YouTube channels being based on that sort of a thing. Because if you look at how many people created stop motion with their figures, or how many people did wrestling with their figures, or how many people did backyard wrestling, if there is the opportunity to create your own characters, your own storylines, and actually create footage of them fighting through using AI, that could be a whole new thing. That could be a whole new thing that arrives. And actually, if you want to go even further than that, what if it becomes like not just YouTube? Because in my mind, I'm thinking YouTube, you know, some person that's got a bit of know-how can do it and create a YouTube channel and create stories. I mean, we've seen the success of Dreadmare with the stories they created for Bo and Bray and all of that stuff, right? That people were, I know they thought it was Bo, I know that it was impersonation, all that, I know, right? But they still gravitated towards it, and people still said the stories were good. So you kind of, what if you don't use Bo's and Bray's story, but you create your own using AI? I don't know. And then what if you go a bit further, and what if there is a major promotion that pops up somehow? But I don't know how you would do the live thing. That's the only thing. I don't know how you would do, like, I mean, how would you do shows? Unless you just don't, and it just lives on like Netflix, and it becomes like a TV series with storylines and everything. I don't know, man. Where AI is going is so freaky, and it's so fast. It's so quick. I mean, where was this like 5 years ago? Go back before the pandemic. AI has always been around, and it's always been in the background, but I don't remember us being like this. I don't remember us being able to do like images of this caliber. We were just playing around with it on the Wrestling Escape Pod. It's mind-blowing, man. Where we are right now is mind-blowing, and it seems to be moving so quick. where we'll be in 12 months, I just don't know. So, yeah, I don't know. Interesting. Really, really interesting. James said, I watched the AIW. It's a part of Fight Plus. It's mainly hardcore and death matches. Hello, Days and chat. Thanks for the streams. I learn a lot from participating in them, says Paul. Muchas gracias. Paul, shout out to you. That's good. We're all learning. You know, I learn stuff all the time. About like wrestling and wrestling history and you know, as we're kind of having different conversations. Obviously we're very focused on the current product, which I like, to be honest. I always think with the current product, we're focused on that and everyone can be on the same page. Everyone can have thoughts, everyone can have opinions. You know, chances are if you're here, you've seen wrestling, right? Chances are you haven't gone, oh, I think I'll try wrestling for the first time, let's jump into this stream. Chances are you've been watching NXT or you've been watching Raw or whatever, so you've already got a base knowledge. And then obviously everyone can share their thoughts, their theories, their questions. You know, when we talk about older wrestling, when we go back, like, I do love talking about, like, certainly late 80s, early 90s. I've got a real soft spot for that. I mean, we can talk Attitude Era, of course, we can talk Ruthless Aggression, of course, but not everyone's got knowledge or opinions or thoughts or whatever on those, because not everyone has gone that far back, or, you know, or even cares about that stuff. They're more interested in Cody finishing his story and all of that. So yeah, I do like the fact that we are really, really focused on the current products, and I think that's a nice way for everyone to feel involved. But I don't think there's any dramas with occasionally having a little pop back to the Ruthless Aggression, pop back to Attitude Era, pop back to, well, there's probably a problem going back to the new generation because it sucked, but going back to the golden era, it's no problems with that. Edward said, Days, I know more than most what it's like to lose someone. That is true. That is true. I lost my stepdad, aka my dad, as you know, and you are 100% correct. It's not easy. The channel has helped keep my mind clear. Same with WWE. Well, I'm pleased, buds. I'm pleased. I'm pleased that it's helped, you know, distract, but in a healthy way. You got to be very careful with that stuff, because I've seen it so many times, and I've had friends as well that have had hardships, shall we say, and they've not spoke about it, and then it's all kind of exploded. It's all come out, you know. There was one guy I worked with who lost his parents, and quite close to each other. He lost both parents, and he didn't, you know, want to talk about it, and people didn't really know how to talk to him about it. Obviously, you do, I'm really sorry if you want to talk, all that stuff. But he was like, yeah, thanks. He never really spoke about it. And one day, just like proper, it just went off on someone at work. It all just came out, you know. He obviously apologized for it later, but like, and he didn't need to, you know, the person understood. There was no dramas, but it was one of those where he kind of said, you know, I don't think I've really, I don't think I've even started processing it. And you go, yeah, you probably haven't, to be honest, because it's so easy to distract yourself, isn't it? I would say that distracting yourself is not a bad thing all the time. Like, it's sometimes just too intense to, you know, process it and go through it. Sometimes it is wise, good, healthy to just, I just need to think about something else, you know. But you shouldn't be doing that like all the time. Like, I think like everyone grieves in their own speeds, don't they? Everyone goes through the process in their own way. So it's difficult. You can't really give, it's not one size fits all. You can't really give, like, or I can't give advice as to like the best way to go through grieving and all that kind of stuff. But what I do know is it's not healthy to bottle it up. I know that much. But a little distraction here or there, you know, I don't see that as being a bad thing. Defcon said Hulk Hogan versus Macho Man Randy Savage, the trilogy matches in '86 at MSG, was a peek into the future. Check those matches out, says Defcon Prime. James said, why do you think I always speak my mind? Letting it build up is not good. Bay Ray said, who should defeat Ilya for NXT? I think it should be Dijak. I actually think Dijak is a good shout. I don't mind Dijak being the one, to be honest. But I think Tony might be the one. And the reason why I say that is because if Tony wins, he will get a title shot next. He will become the #1 contender. I would imagine that title shot would be at Stand and Deliver. I don't know that we will do a title match before Stand and Deliver now. It's, 4 weeks away? Maybe we will. I mean, like, to do a match and then set up another match within the 4-week periods is quite a bit to fit in, isn't it? So, I don't know. I'm guessing the winner faces Ilya at Stand and Deliver. So, if that's the case, I've got to think that Tony's got a really good chance. I would love for Ilya to go to the main roster. And I think the Raw after WrestleMania or the SmackDown after WrestleMania is perfect. So I would definitely be looking at whoever faces Ilya at Stand and Deliver being the one. So Tony would be the front runner for me at the moment. If it's not going to be Tony, then I agree with you, Dijak. I think Dijak's been doing fantastic work, really great work. Certainly his matches have been, just they keep delivering. Like it's just clicked. It just feels like it's clicked. I think his social media game has massively helped. But I also think, one of my favorite matches, and it may have been my match of last year, was Ilya against Dijak. I absolutely loved their match where it was like a street fight, no DQ type situation. I forget what the show was. But I absolutely loved that match, and that really took him up a notch in my estimation. I've always liked him. I've liked him since he first arrived in NXT, and everyone remembers those matches with Keith Lee. Those were brilliant. And then, of course, he went on to be T-Bar. That was atrocious. Then he came back and he did this gimmick, and I liked the presentation. I liked the sort of Sin City vibe. But it was just lacking something was still missing. But he started to put a few bangers together, and then you add in his social media game, and I think we're in a really interesting place with him now. So yeah, I would agree with the Dijak call. I really would. I just don't know that we're going to get the Tony match in, if it is to be Tony, and I think it would be. I don't know that we're going to get the Tony match in and then a Dijak match in before Stand and Deliver. But then saying that, there's no guarantee that Ilya goes up to the main roster after Stand and Deliver, is there? There's no guarantee. It's just that he's clearly ready. He's clearly insane. He clearly pushes himself to an intensity level that I don't know anyone else does. And if I'm WWE, I am looking at him thinking, man, if anyone's going to pick up a serious injury, it's probably Ilya. So I really don't want to just keep wasting him in NXT. I want to get him on the main roster. In my mind, he's the Gunther killer. But I think there's a good chance Chad Gable could end Gunther's reign at WrestleMania. If Chad fails again, if it is to be Chad, if he fails again at WrestleMania, then maybe it could be Ilya that does it on the Raw after. I'd love for Ilya to be the one, but don't know. It's difficult, innit? I mean, the problem is, and you do get this a lot with wrestling, is that there is so many things they could do. Like, there are so many viable paths that they could go down. They could have Ilya lose at Stand and Deliver. They could have him continue to be champion. They could call him up after WrestleMania. They could wait until after SummerSlam. They could call him up next year, right? Without any sort of concrete information about, they're thinking of doing this with him. You're kind of just fumbling around in the dark, really. Then you sort of have to just go off what you would do. And I'm at the point where I'm like, well, I think he's done everything he can do in NXT. There's really not much more for him to achieve. He's been the NXT champion. He is super intense. He's put on absolute bangers. His promos, I would say that's a little bit of work that needs to be done, actually. I kind of find that he is pacing around a little bit, and the intensity, he carries it into his promos, which is okay, but he can also do it when he's not talking. So when the other person's talking, Ilya can be a bit fidgety. Sometimes I just want him to stand and let the other person have their say whilst he stands and listens. He can still stand and look intense, but he's quite a fidgety guy, and like, you know, you can like pace and move a little bit, and sometimes you like just stand still. Let the other person say what they want to say. Like, that we don't need to focus on you in this moment. We need to focus on what they're saying. It's all right for him to obviously be giving like facial expressions and whatever, but definitely that's something that I think I'd like to just tweak a little bit. But really, I mean, match-wise, you wouldn't change a thing. Presentation-wise, you wouldn't change a thing. Entrance attire, awesome. The name's great. The intensity's great. The nickname's great. I'm not sure about the hug that he's got. You know, like this new thing he's started doing where, like, when they're building up to a title match, he'll grab them and hug them. And, like, you know, they're kind of looking confused as he's holding on to them. I'm not sure about that. I don't know that that's working for me, but some of this is just personal preference, isn't it? Some of it is just comes down to your personal taste. So he's got everything he needs. I mean, the little nitpicks that I've got for Ilya are just nitpicks. They're nothing but nitpicks. They're nothing but, oh, I'd tweak this, I'd change that, I'd do this, I'd do that. Absolutely nothing that would stop him going to the main roster right now. So I feel like he's ready. I don't think you do it this side of WrestleMania. I think you do it the other side. And as I said, you could have him go after Gunther. You could have him go after, imagine him against Logan. Imagine if Ilya Dragunov is the one that steps up to Logan. I mean, oh my God. Oh my God. Imagine Logan just having to survive an Ilya Dragunov match. Imagine Logan being chopped into like 2026 and H-bombed and all this kind of stuff. I mean, oh my God. I mean, there's so much that you could do with him. So much you could do. So I'm desperate to call him up, man. Super desperate. But we can't be far away. Charles said, as usual, we appreciate what you do. I never laughed so hard as when Seth called The Rock Diarrhea Dwayne. I hope it sticks for Mania. Charles, shout out to you, buds. So you enjoyed it. That's a real interesting one, because I think it has really divided opinion. To me, the way that he delivers it, I'm not sure. I mean, like, clearly it worked for you, but I'm not sure it worked for me, in the sense of there's a pause where he tries to think of what to call him. And I can't remember, but I seem to recall in that moment thinking this needs to land. Because if you're just talking and you just throw out something, then that's fine. But if you have this little dramatic pause before it, everyone's waiting on what you're about to say. That pause is a killer, man. Because that pause, everyone is like, oh, what's he going to come out with? Like, he's setting it. It's building anticipation. If you just throw it out, little anticipation, because people are just following what you've said, there's not really time to think. You put a little pause before it, all of a sudden everyone's like, oh, what's he going to cook? What's coming? And then when he came out with Diarrhea Dwayne, I think that's where people are like, that's not what I was expecting. I was expecting something maybe a little cleverer than that. It's not a very clever name, but the people online have been saying, look, it's meant to be childish because it's a counter to the Cody Crybaby. Cody Crybaby is not a clever line. Cody Crybaby is just, you know, playground stuff. That's the kind of thing that, like, 5-year-olds are calling each other, right? Crybabies and whatever. So they're saying, like, well, Seth's done it because he wants to, you know, show Dwayne that he can do that sort of thing as well. The problem is, though, that if the crowd were quite quiet at first, the crowd didn't seem to take to it at first, and it was just all a little bit uncomfortable, a bit like, oh my God, this might have bombed. But then they started chanting diarrhea, which really, I've been saying, really saved it. Really saved it. So now I don't think that it's a disaster by any means. I don't think it's something that is an issue. I think that it is something which I could see actually the crowd on Friday chanting diarrhea. When The Rock comes out on Friday, I actually think there's a good chance that the crowd will chant diarrhea. So I think that that crowd on Monday has allowed it to stick and has actually made it, like, you know, a thing now. So, yeah, if you enjoyed it, brilliant. That's what it's all about. I think it was a big gamble. I would imagine that Seth's heart was in his mouth for a moment there, as he wasn't sure if people were taken to it or not. But that crowd, I think, really did save him, came to his aid. I can't remember what video it was I said it in. I think it might have been the opinion video. But I said whoever it was that started that chant in the crowds, Seth owes them a steak dinner. Right? He deserves that. He needs to find that person and he needs to pay for a night out, because that person has really helped him out there. Because if that thing had bombed and the whole crowd were like, Diarrhea Dwayne, like, oh, that wouldn't have been good, man. That wouldn't have been good. But no, I'm glad you enjoyed it, and I'm glad that it landed. And I'm very excited to see where we go from here. I'm very excited to see what we get on Friday. It should be a really, really fun show. I mean, we've got The Rock, we've got Roman, we've got Seth, we've got Cody. I mean, it is pretty stacked in it. It's pretty stacked on Friday, so it should be a really, really good show. Lesnar's, who do you have Ilya dropping the title to? Yeah, I think it looks like maybe Tony, if Tony's going to win today, and then that's the Stand and Deliver match. I think Stand and Deliver looks like a place where we could see a new champion crowned. So Stand and Deliver definitely is whoever's the opponent there I'm interested in. Let's put it that way. If I could choose someone, Dijak would be the pick. If I could pick anyone, I would pick Dijak. But I am looking at Tony D'Angelo, who, in all fairness, has been there a long time. And that was a brilliant moment when he clicked his fingers and the security guards for Carmelo jumped off the ring. You know, the Don is always in charge. That was a brilliant moment. So, but yeah, for me personally, I would go Dijak. I think he's. We were singing his praises and giving the reasons why a little bit earlier. The man said Lesnar community creations are already becoming the top downloaded community creations, and it only just dropped. Yep. Diarrhea Dwayne is trending, said A. Jobson. Daz said Sting unlockable on WWE 24 in creations. Yeah, I don't think they police those creations, do they? I think, like, the creations are literally just people going cray-cray. People can put up whatever they want to put up. I don't know if you saw, but one of the most downloaded signs in the game is Vince pooped on me. And it's got Vince, someone, like, sticking their ass out. It's got a picture of Vince on this person that's sticking their ass out, and it's got like poop coming out, and I think it says like Vince pooped on me is apparently one of the most downloaded signs in the game. I'm stunned that there's not some degree of policing. I mean, there must be something. I can't believe you can just put anything up. I can't believe that. There must be a way of taking down racist comments and sexist comments and, you know, homophobic comments and all that kind of stuff, you know? So, I don't know. I mean, it becomes tricky then as to where do you draw the line. It becomes tricky as to where do you draw the line. But I would have thought that a Vince sign like that would be a no-go, you know? Talking about a very serious sexual assault, sexual allegations that have been made, you wouldn't expect that would be something that 2K would welcome in the custom creations thing. So I don't know. I really don't know as to how that works. I don't know how it's policed. I don't know who's responsible for it. But it seems like there's some pretty wild stuff that's in that creations thing. So I would say a Brock Lesnar or a Sting or something like that is probably the least of their worries at the moment. considering some of the signs that I've seen doing the rounds. Jim said you can get banned for Benoit cause, but you're allowed to upload nude images. Soap said, can you read one of my messages? Yeah, what did you put? I love your videos. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, dude. I hope you are having a good time. So, Soap, shout out to you. It's a fun name. Gregory, it's very clean. Gregory said, Days, what if night one, Roman win? Yep. Bloodline beat them down. Yep. They put doubt in fans' minds. Cody fights Roman with taped ribs. Seth loses because he's hindered. Cody wins with help by a hair. Love it. The only thing is, I don't want him to win with help. The help, though, I don't mind that even in the score. We've said before, like, for Cody to finish the story, he's got to do it on his own. So I have no problem with Stone Cold or Randy or Dustin Rhodes or Brandy Rhodes or Pharaoh Rhodes or Baby Rhodes or right, whoever, I don't care. Whoever comes down and evens the score, that's absolutely fine. But for me, the final sequence of that match, it's got to be one-on-one. It's got to be Roman in that corner, Cody in that corner, no one else at ringside. The whole carnage of Stone Cold, Randy, whatever, that's been and it's gone and it's done. And it is quite clear that in this moment, it is mano y mano, right? One-on-one, winner take all, best man wins. And no one is hindered. No one is disadvantaged. Both guys are fuming at each other, you know. You got Roman ready to deliver a spear. You've got Cody ready to charge forward with something. And so that for me is what I'm looking for. If I can work it some way, because there's so much that you can do, and there's so much in outside interference that you can do, and there's so many moments that you can do. You could have Rock turn on Roman, you could have Seth turn on Cody, you could have Solo interfere, you could have Jimmy interfere, you could have Jay interfere, you could have Sammy interfere, you could have Randy interfere, you could have flipping Tamatonga interfere, you could have a billion different things happen. So much stuff can happen that I just think through all that noise, I don't want to lose sight of the fact that if Cody's going to finish his story, he's got to finish it the right way. Don't want him winning it with help, like in that final sequence, because I don't want anyone to say that he's not the rightful champion. Don't want anyone saying, oh, he didn't win it. It's only because Seth tripped Roman over. If Seth hadn't tripped Roman over, then Cody wouldn't be champ, would he? And he doesn't deserve to be champ. I don't want anyone saying that. When the story is finished, you want it to be done clean, and you want it to be done no complaints. Roman was beaten in the middle of the ring. 1, 2, 3. There are no complaints. And if anyone goes, oh yeah, but Randy came down. Yeah, Randy came down because The Rock was trying to interfere in the match. And that was about 5 minutes before the match ended anyway, so shut up. That's, for me, would be the most important thing. So I think you probably mean that, though, when you're talking about help, like help even the score. But I hope WWE don't lose sight of that, because I think that would be a real shame if it didn't kind of go that way. It'd be horrible to have people afterwards going, oh, yeah, but he doesn't really deserve it. After all that, yeah, I'm pleased for him, but oh, he didn't really earn it. He wouldn't have got it if it weren't for that RKO by Randy. It's like, come on. But still remember, Cody and Seth have not accepted the counter offer yet. There could be another swerve coming, says Carl. I think they will, to be honest, but you are correct. John said, what if The Rock and Roman called each other head of the table during a promo, and it comes down to doing that, how would WWE book it as a bloodline promo? I don't understand. Rock has acknowledged that Roman is the tribal chief. So I don't know why they would now refer to each other as the head of the table. And I don't know. I can't see how we would get to that or why we would get to that. Because that moment with The Rock acknowledging Roman was a big moment. It doesn't make any sense now for Roman to turn around and acknowledge The Rock as the head of the table. It doesn't make much sense. So I don't feel like that's a road that we're going down. I feel like Rock could turn around and say that he's the High Chief and could point out when it starts breaking down that he outranks Roman in the family, because it's quite interesting. The tribal chief thing is made up. It's not a real title. It's a wrestling title. It doesn't really exist in like Samoan culture. So tribal chief is just a WWE thing. Roman is actually the tribal chief. He's the leader of the WWE universe. That's the tribe he leads. He's actually not the leader of his family. He's the leader of the WWE universe. We are his tribe. It's why we have to acknowledge him, because he is our leader. He is our tribal chief. We are in his tribe as fans of WWE. So he leads WWE, which is why The Rock has to acknowledge Roman. Interestingly, though, in the family, it's actually The Rock that has got a real position, which is High Chief. So in the family, The Rock's title is something that means something. And so he outranks Roman. The only thing is, we don't know where Tribal Chief fits in the family because it's not a real title. So trying to figure out who outranks who is impossible, because one of the titles doesn't really exist. So WWE can decide wherever they want it to be, you know? People have said, like, oh, no, Rock outranks Roman because he's got High Chief title. But the counter argument is, yeah, but Tribal Chief doesn't exist. So WWE can make it whatever they want it to be. If they want it to outrank High Chief, they can. If that's what they decide. So we don't quite know like how that fits together, you know? They could lean into that conversation after WrestleMania as we start to build towards Rock versus Roman, but all of that's further down the road, you know? All of that's much further down the road. WrestleAndy said, why is Jinder being hindered? He's hardly been seen since that title match. He's legit the most underrated wrestler in the world at this point. I don't know why Jinder's being hindered, actually. I thought he did a good job. He did a good job with the Rock thing. And then he got his reward in the title match. I enjoyed the end part of that title match. I think we did see him. Didn't we see him within the Shia like a week or so later? And then all of a sudden he's just disappeared again, isn't he? It's a good point. I cannot answer that. I don't know why we're hindering the Jinder again. Poor guy just can't get a break, man. Can't get a break. James said, I saw that Haku could be the next Hall of Fame inductee. If true, then that's an instant way for people to see Tama first time in anything WWE related. Yeah, that's a good shout as well, because you're right, he could do the induction speech. They can, and maybe he could even use that to announce that he's signed with WWE in that moment, you know? Or he could be announced as the newest WWE signee or something like this, you know? And that he can say, you know, this is about my dad, but I just want you to know I'm really looking forward to getting started, and you'll be seeing a lot more of me. I mean, it'd be nothing for him to just drop a comment like that, you know? But, yeah, that would make sense as well. Of all the people to go in, Haku deserves to go in. So, and, yeah, it'd be a good way to introduce Tama Tonga. That's good. I could see that going that way, actually. I'm not aware of any heat or any problems or any reasoning as to why Haku couldn't go in. So, yeah, that's interesting. James, thank you. Can't wait for Roadblock, said Steven. Yeah, it's going to be a good show, man. Honestly, we sit here and we normally say, like, oh, I'm not sure about this, not sure about that. Nah, none of that. I'm definitely sure. Tonight, I am actually genuinely really looking forward to this show. Sometimes we sit here for NXT, and I'm a bit like, oh, I don't know, I'm not sure. But as I said, not this time. I am very sure. I'm very much looking forward to this. I think the card looks good. And they've actually got on Roadblock 2024, and it's got Miko Satomura wrestling. It's been a hot minute since we've seen Miko in WWE. Definitely miss her. So hopefully she comes back at some point. Let's turn that down a little bit, as we're only 6 minutes away. Might as well get rid of this poll so that we've got nice, clean space. Oh, I gotta say, it's a big thank you as well, people that checked out the review of Raw. Yeah, I think I might do one actually for Roadblock because of this being a special NXT. Kind of feels like, you know, a bit of a TV special thing, so it makes sense to kind of do another one for this. I definitely want to tweak a few things. I need to get some sort of graphic to show the show rating, so I definitely want to work on something for that. And I also want to find a way of being able to show images. I can't play footage. If I play video footage, it's going to get copyright strikes. So I can't play footage. So I was using WWE's Twitter feed as a bit of a guide, a bit of a reminder, and something visual for people to look at as to what had happened throughout Raw. The problem is they use a load of videos which I can't play. I even turned off the autoplay because every time I was going to them, they were automatically playing. I turned that off. But all I was left with was a load of real boring looking videos that weren't playing. So I was like, well, this isn't right. So I need an account that kind of has screenshots throughout the show, if you know what I mean. I need... If there is, then I will look to use that as a kind of a bit of a basis. But so a bit of work needed on it. But yeah, I like them. I think there's definitely something there. And what's great is whilst I'm working on Unseen, there is some content on the channel after the stream. Do you know what I mean? Like it's quick. It takes 10 minutes to film. It's out. It allows people to share their thoughts in the comments, and you know that at least that's out there whilst I'm working on Unseen. And it doesn't delay Unseen really by that much because it's only 10 minutes, 15 minutes to record. And whilst it's uploaded, I'm already working on Unseen, so it doesn't really get in the way. So yeah, I think there's a future for that, but it needs fleshing out, you know. So it's on my agenda. It's another thing on my agenda. James said, we read that about Haku. Big Time said, I might be in the minority, but do you think NXT thrives with TV specials over the PLEs? Outside of one or two matches, the in-ring for PLEs are weak. No Mercy was a slam dunk. I don't know, it's tricky because I think the two best matches of this year are the two from Vengeance Day, which was Elia against Trick and Lyra against Roxanne. They are the two highest rated matches from the community, other than the Nia-Becky match, which I'm not sold should be the top match. I still haven't figured out how to resolve that, to be honest. I really don't know. I'm tempted to do a Sunday stream and I don't know, like watch it again. What, just that match, and then have people vote on it as to what they think and see, like, you know, if it really does deserve to still be where it is. But anyway, those two matches are currently 2 and 3. Probably should be 1 and 2, and they both took place at Vengeance Day. Now, I agree the rest of the card didn't quite live up to that, but I thought it was still fairly solid, and I think the show came out at a decent score. So I don't know. I think it's difficult. I think we don't get many PLEs. And people seem to really enjoy that trick comeback, you know, during the what was it called? Iron Survivor Challenge. People seem to really enjoy that trick comeback. And I think the women's one was really good as well. So, I don't know. I would agree that the PLEs aren't perfect. It's not like every match bangs. But I think that the highs are pretty high, in all fairness. I think the highs are pretty good. Maybe as shows, as collectives, though, maybe these specials are better. You know, maybe they do stand their ground, but who knows? In a couple of hours' time, might feel different. This one might be a miss. It might not be that good, so we'll see where we are in a couple of hours, but hopefully this bangs. I'm definitely looking forward to it. Days, I hope you don't think I was being a dick earlier. I know at least 3 people have stole clips, not crediting them. I hate when people steal other people's moments. No, I don't know much about him, to be honest. I don't know much about him, so... You know, I'm just not looking. I mean, I'm not trying to cause trouble on social media. I definitely want to make sure people are getting credit. I think we do all right at making sure people get shout outs and recognition and whatever. Could it be better? Maybe. I'm sure there is the odd thing that gets missed or the odd thing that should be acknowledged. But, you know, it's definitely something that's on my agenda to do. So I definitely don't like the idea of stealing content and, you know, putting it up without credit. So, you know, if that's happening, that's a shame. But, yeah, I ain't looking for Twitter beefs. I ain't looking for Twitter wars. I'm not interested. I'm really, as I said, just so focused on just trying to make Unseen as good as I can, make the opinion videos as good as I can, make the streams as enjoyable as possible. That really, really is my only focus. So, but I didn't think he's being a douche or anything. Right, here we go then. We're about to go over to the show. Let's go. The King of Kings. Bum 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 bum. Together. Right, let's go. I'm excited for this. Should be good, man. Lexis King is posing by a car. Well. It's a nice looking car, isn't it? We're going full speed, just how Lexis King likes it. What car is that? Is that like a Ferrari? I would guess at a Ferrari. It was a lovely white number. So Lexis King is previewing the matches that we've got coming up. He's just talking about Carmelo and Tony. It's a car, said Miss Cat. It is a car. It's a Mercedes Monet. It's a Matchbox. Al, shout out to you. William said, I just finished the last Unseen. How are you? I'm good, thank you. I appreciate that, my friends. I hope you enjoyed it. I do want to, as well, start pulling out the fun segments as being their own videos. I think there's so much good stuff that gets in there. I think, like, pulling out those fun segments, it's just so much. I'm such a busy boy. So, yeah, we'll try and do a review of this show after the show, and then we'll work on the next Unseen. And don't forget, tomorrow, Tommy will be doing Dynamite on his channel. I saw a lot of people joining him for Revolution, which was great to see. I just said to him, like, his numbers look really good for that, and he was thrilled, so. Lovely, lovely. I wonder if Okada will show up tomorrow. He was saying that there's a rumor that Okada may be on Dynamite tomorrow and not Big Business. I haven't seen that, but then I haven't been looking for, like, AEW rumors, to be honest, so I really don't know. Okay, Lexis King then has run through some of the matches. And he's arrived at the Performance Center. NXT Roadblock. Right, well, there is the cage, and there's not many weapons dangling about. There's not loads of weapons, but there's enough weapons. We got some tables and a door. Trash can above the ring as well. We got a fire extinguisher. So we're going to be starting with the Asylum matches. Booker T with Vic Joseph. Okay, the Asylum match should be kicking things off. Get ready. Okay, here we go then. Dijak making his way down to the ring. Dijak taking on Joe Gacy. We don't see Asylum matches very often. I think there's only ever been like 2 or 3 in the history of WWE. And so this is kind of interesting. It's basically just a cage match, but with weapons. I like the graphic. It's got a cage, and it's got Dijak's name just in front of it. Dijak making his way down to the ring is looking at the structure, doing the classic, putting his hands on it, checking it out. Dijak stepping into the ring. Miss Clown said, "Let's go, my guy, Dijak." Hasib said, "Do you think NXT will ever go back to Full Sail?" I don't know, sadly, no. Apparently, rumor was that TNA are having a little look at Full Sail. And I think they should. And I think it would be brilliant if they went to Full Sail. I've got so much affection for Full Sail. Do you know what I mean? Like, so many memories. I would love for TNA to do that. I think it would be a real positive move. Right, we're upside down with this presentation, which I'm still not sure about. He's come out with the yellow mask. I don't like this upside down thing, man. It's weird. I know it's meant to be weird, but it's like... I don't know. What do you think about it? Do you like it? I feel weird about it. It makes me feel all like I'm drunk. I mean, I probably am, but... Gacy in the ring. It's going to be the Ambrose match. The upside-down camera's annoying, said Verbeach Kevin. There was a nice line by Lexis in the build. Sometimes being a loose cannon does pay off. Oh, that is a nice line. Right, bell has sounded. We got a cricket bat. You love to see it. Okay, they've gone to grab some weapons. A chair for Dijak, a fire extinguisher for Gacy. And boot to the midsection by Gacy. Knee to the midsection by Dijak. Dijak hurling. Oh, couldn't quite get him. Gacy goes into the side of the cage. Taste the steel. Taste the rainbow. Right now, we got a box that says do not open. Oh, that's it. I like that. I like that. I like the do not open box. What's in the do not open box? That's what she said. Shout out to you. Hope you are doing well. Aubrey said, flip the monitor like that. You're right. It's us. When they do the upside down camera thing, we should flip our TVs over. Kick coming in there by Dijak. Stand on your head, says Al. All excellent suggestions. Again, Dijak's looking at this do not open box. Is it going to be like Jack in the Box stuff that comes out? He's sliding it open. Massive spider. It's going to be massive spider. So the top bit is slid back. Whatever's in there hasn't popped out. Into the side of the cage goes Dijak. Over the other side goes Dijak again. I did wonder if it was going to be like, oh, he's going over. He's gone over to... Oh, he's closed it. He's closed it. Gacy says no. He gets nailed from behind. Kicks coming in. They look a little bit weak. Those kicks don't look brilliant from... I'm surprised. Thought Dijak would really be throwing those kicks in. Dijak, now, this box... This box is the only focus of the match at the moment. Whatever's in this box better be good. Snake? Oh, that wasn't good at all, was it? This has turned into the Jackass match. It was a boxing glove that just punched Dijak in the groin. I don't know that this Asylum match is the right place for comedy. I don't know. Did anyone expect this to be like hard hitting with Dijak and Gacy and weapons, and all of a sudden we've got boxing glove to the groin? I'm gonna write that down. Boxing glove to the groin. Question mark. I thought it was going to be a snake or like killer ants or a bomb. Boxing glove to the groin. James said, do you think Gacy would benefit more from being psychological? A bit like Jake the Snake having a Damien type creature. I think Joe Gacy would flipping benefit from any development. I mean, honestly, I don't know what his character is. It really feels like we don't really have a character for him. He comes out in a yellow mask. We don't know why. We're now starting to flip the camera upside down because, I don't know, it's different, spooky. I mean, I don't know. Disorientated. He seems to be doing... Do you know what? I mean, he seems to be a bit like Doink without the makeup, doesn't he? I mean, he came from underneath the ring with a boxing glove on a stick. And now he's got a boxing glove in a box that's just walloped Dijak in the groin. Like, we're kind of trying a Doink, but without the clown makeup or, like, you know, the wacky costume or anything. I don't know. It's just a real mess. So... you could go more darker, quieter, hushed promos like Jake. You could have it whereby he kind of comes down to the ring with an item or something. I mean, you're not going to use animals in this day and age, but it wouldn't stop you from him still. Do you remember with Rowan, he came down with that thing and we wondered what was inside. That was a big talking point. I mean, it only got ruined when we found out what it was. But actually, that was kind of good where people wanted to know what was inside that thing. So, I don't know. I don't know if you... I don't know. There's lots of things you can do with him. I don't know what they're doing with him. And I think it would be... this would be a long stream if we was to sit down and talk about how you save what he's doing at the moment. I think what he's doing at the moment is not working for me. So I think, like, but fixing it, I don't think is a problem. I don't think it's an issue to fix Gacy. Gacy, I think, is, I mean, we've got a whole history of Undertaker and Papa Shango and Bray and, you know, Boogeyman. We've got all these kind of dark, mysterious characters. There's plenty of things to draw inspiration from. Just this one feels so unfocused. Just feels so messy, so undefined. Part of me thinks it's meant to be that, but it's not very satisfying character. So, yeah, I'm not a fan. I really like Gacy, but it's just never landed. It's never worked. Like, I wish someone would be like, what are you trying to do? What are you trying to achieve? Right, Dijak's climbing up. We're coming back from the commercial break. What if he got back Harlan, said Wrestle with Andy. Well... at least it would give him a bit more of a focus. He'd be a bit more focused then. Dijak with a moonsault off the top. Wow! Dijak climbed up. I wondered what he was going to do. He climbed up to the top of the cage, hit a big moonsault. I think Dijak's picked up a little bit of an injury there. I tell you what, that's a big man to do that move from the top. There's a holy chant, and it's deserved as well. The only thing I would say is that we didn't really set it up. We just came back from the commercial break and he climbed up and did it. You know, I would like for him to have tried to have climbed up and maybe Gacy to have stopped him. And then he like tries up again and the crowd are like, go on, do you know what I mean? Like build that moment more. Instead, he just went up, did it. Shot coming in there by Dijak. Now he's got this straitjacket. He wants to put the straitjacket on Gacy. He's managed to get Gacy into the straitjacket. Gacy trying to fight his way back out again. Gacy was great in Evolve, said James. That spot was crazy, said Jobson. Green said, I want Trick to challenge Ilya at Stand and Deliver. I think he'll probably be in a match with Carmelo. I think Trick will win the NXT title, but he might have to just deal with the Carmelo issue first. Dijak has got a door, set it up in the corner. Here's Gacy with a nice suplex. That was pretty good. The Forbidden Door set out very good. The Forbidden Door has been set up in the corner. Now Gacy is going over and trying to get a table. Looks like he's trying to go underneath the cloth. He's trying to get something. Oh, the table has got like a yellow face painted onto it. Okay. It's pretty fun. So, it's got a yellow face painted onto it. You could maybe do something with that as a logo, you know? Right, shot coming in there by Dijak. He nails Gacy with a chair. There's a black table with a yellow smiley face that's been painted onto it. Now Dijak is using the straitjacket. I think he's managed to get it secured, and Gacy is sort of trapped at the moment. Gacy going over to the corner. Dijak coming over, big boot there by Gacy, back elbow by Dijak, and again. And right now we've got, big forearm strike coming in. Dijak's got the table, dragging it over. Shawn Spears in action today. Shawn Spears in action. We just had a little graphic in the corner. Dijak's looking to try and drive Gacy through that table. Those forearms by Dijak look weak. The kicks look weak. Them forearms were like that. It's Dijak that ends up going through the table, and he gets his shoulder up. Why is what? I don't. Something's really off with this match. There's been kicks from Dijak that have looked like really soft. There's been forearms that have looked really soft. Like Dijak, this is the dude that was in the match with Ilya. Big clothesline. That looked good. That looked good. I would say this match feels a bit too of a spot fest in the sense of, right, we do the straitjacket bit, right, now I do the moonsault bit, now, right, we do this table bit, right, now we do this bit, the boxing glove to the groin bit. Do you know what I mean? Rather than them being in there and fighting and using the weapons to make a match better, we've actually just started booking, like, we'll do this spot, then we'll do that spot, then we'll do that spot, then we'll do that spot. He's just got some tape now, and he's wrapped it around the face of Gacy. Well, I like this spot. So, the tape around the eyes of Gacy. He's got the kendo stick now. And he's put it in the mouth of Gacy. Gacy with a low blow. Gacy looking for a Uranagi. Gets it. Big Uranagi by Gacy. 1, 2. Shoulder up. And again, we've got the kendo stick being used. Into the door goes Gacy. 1, 2. Kick out by Gacy. Gacy gets put through a door. Door spot looked good. The tape round the eyes look good. The kendo shots look good. The door spot looked good. Right now, he's got him up on his shoulders in like a torture rack GTS. Gacy over by the ropes, looking for a clothesline. Dijak's going for it again. Got him up. Boom. Connects. Dijak. 1, 2, 3. Dijak wins. So, that was a really strange match for me. I think it was very spot heavy at the start, and I don't think some of the spots landed. I think the final few moments with the tape and the door and the couple of GTA, I think that was good. But I'll be interested to know what you lot thought. See what people made of that Asylum match. We found out as well that we've got Shawn Spears, who's going to be in action tonight. That was a mess, said Jeremy. Dijak wins, said WWE AEW fan. Green said, I thought he was going for a burn-in hammer. It was a bit lackluster. Wasn't bad, but I'm just going to vote good or okay on this one, said Arborus. Okay, we're backstage with the Riz. The Riz. Here's the Don. Our guys are outside. Okay, Luca. Yeah, Luca meets with the Don. The consigliere. Yeah, man. So, we've got the underboss, the Riz, and the consigliere. Here's Fallon, Henley, and Riley. Riley said that Thea was bored and uninterested on their date. Fallon said she got some bad advice. Are we going for like the teen drama market? Here's Blair Davenport. Thea is not even Riley's type, says Blair. This feels like Fallon and Blair. Might be the tag match coming up next, according to Riley, and it is. So, second match then is going to be Bron and Baron taking on Chase U. And a little bit of teen drama there for all you teen drama fans. But aren't they dating in real life? No, isn't it Nathan Frazier and it's Nathan Frazier, isn't it, and Thea Hale? So no, they're not. Cody Rhodes. Okay, Rock, Roman, Seth, Cody. This Friday. The most electrifying night of the week. Friday Night SmackDown live from Dallas, Texas. Oh man, it's going to be so good. It's going to be so good. Riley and Blair are dating in real life. Riley and Blair. Yeah, but Thea and Nathan, isn't it? Do you think Shawn Spears' next storyline could go somewhere? Do I think Shawn Spears' next storyline could go somewhere? We've only just seen him. I mean, I'm sure it will go somewhere. He only just arrived, didn't he? So I don't know who he's facing tonight. I don't know what he's got planned. But yeah, I'm sure they're going to want to make it work. It's a weird one, man. I did not expect Shawn Spears to be coming back to NXT. I don't think anyone did. So I'll be very interested to see how they're going to move forward with him. I'm very interested to see how we're going to do that. Austin, hello. Shout out to you. Christopher, hello. Hope you're doing well. I'm good, thank you. We're just at commercial break. When we come back from commercial break, Bron and Baron taking on Chase U. So, yeah, that first match, we've keep getting your votes in for that first match. I want to end this poll soon because we obviously have got our next match coming up. I don't want to get confused. So you got a few more moments to get your votes in for the first one. What did you think of Dijak against Joe Gacy? The most diarrhea-filled Friday night of the week, said Charles. Right, we are just at commercial break at the moment, as we said, and when we come back, hopefully we're going to this match, although there might be a bit more teen drama, who knows. ML Dub. We've got an ML Dub chant going on. Check your local listings. Right, I'm surprised Dijak won. I thought Gacy would have won and took the series, said A. Jobson. People talking about the Riz. It was a load of one-sided garbage, said Jadam. James said, I expected so much more, but that first match didn't deliver. What is Roadblock on? It's, well, in the UK, it's on the WWE Network. In America, it's on the USA Network. Who do you think is the person who is with the island saying see you soon? Sol Ruka. I don't think there's much doubt on that. Sol Ruka's been injured for quite a while. She came back at a house show. I think she might have even done some NXT Level Up. But, yeah, Sol Ruka. She had that kind of surfing gimmick and everything, didn't she? So, feeling pretty good about that. Anox says, Jacob Fatu and Zilla Fatu are the future or not. What do you think? I'm saying, I'm at a guess no. Jacob Fatu has got a criminal past. And honestly, with all the bad PR that WWE have had, they probably don't need to bring in someone that has got that kind of a past. I mean, he's moved past it. It shouldn't be a barrier, but it seems to have been a barrier. So I don't know. I don't know that we're going to bring him in. I think that WWE will always try to help and support the Anoa'i family because they've been just so critical to WWE's success throughout the years. But I think there's been opportunity to get Jacob Fatu before and it's just never happened. So it's probably not a good sign. Zilla Fatu, didn't he have a falling out with Booker T? And now I think he's gone back to reality of wrestling. So he might find his way to WWE, but I don't know that it's going to be anytime soon. So I'm leaning towards no. I think people have known about Jacob Fatu for quite a while. but it's just never happened. This is a new regime, though. So, you know, could we see a change? Yeah. Okay, we've got Tatum and Lyra. Tatum says she's going to take out her opponent's soul. Right, Chase U coming up next. Here's Chase U with Andre Chase, Duke Hudson, Thea, JC, that girl, I can't remember her name, Riley. I do love that for Thea. Thea was like, yeah, really excited. And then she saw JC and she was like, kind of went to give him one of them. Changed it to that. Oh. Yeah! Right, Bron and Baron in the ring. Duke Hudson and Andre Chase getting their opportunity at the NXT tag titles. They still don't call them any name, do they? She refers to them as Baron Corbin and Bron Breakker. Okay, titles being held up. Right, let's end the poll for the first match as we are speeding into our second match. So 52% said it was good, 5% said it was bad, 12% said all time, 28%. Okay, it has come out very comprehensively as good to okay, hasn't it? That first match. That's interesting. Good to okay for the first one. I think that's fair, to be honest. That's what I would have gone with as well. Right. Chop coming in there by Andre Chase. Oh, there was a crotch chop on the outside there by Thea Hale. Clothesline. Andre Chase went down. And right now we've got Baron Corbin in control. Not a fan of the Flames, the Bam Bam Bigelow inspired attire. Here's Bron Breakker. Bron Breakker coming in, and he... Nice little teamwork here. Clothesline German. Kip up there by Bron Breakker as well. Shot coming into the midsection by Andre Chase. Right, we've got Bron picking up Andre Chase. He's got Andre Chase up. Andre Chase lands on his feet. Back elbow there by Bron. Against the ropes goes Bron. Looking for a clothesline. Bron picking up some speeds. That was good, man. That was good. Bron picking up speed going off the ropes looked awesome. Yeah, man. Picking up the speed off the ropes looked really good. Oh! Gutbuster by Bron. Didn't look amazing. Oh! Baron just moved Bron off the pin so that he could get the pin instead. Bron goes to the outsides. Kick coming in there by Andre Chase. He comes crashing down onto Bron and Baron on the outside. We got the whole Chase U crowd celebrating, and we go to commercial break. Caparowan said, happy Tatum Tuesday days. Love Kabuki Warriors, but I wouldn't be mad at a Tatum Tag Team Champion victory. And I guess Lyra can win as well. Caparowan, shout out to you. I don't think it's likely that they're going to emerge victorious. I think, Kabuki Warriors seem to already have their next challengers lined up with Shayna and Zoe on next week's Raw. That, of course, could be Lyra and Tatum against Shayna and Zoe, but odds are it'll probably be the Kabuki Warriors retaining. But, yeah, I wouldn't be mad at them winning, to be honest. It'd be quite the shock. It'd be quite the moment. It'd be quite the talking point that the Kabuki Warriors had lost. But, I don't know. Who would interfere? I don't think they would lose clean. I feel like someone might interfere, and Shayna and Zoe are not going to want Kabuki Warriors losing the titles, I don't think. Although saying that, if they were wise, it probably would be easier to get them from Lyra and Tatum, but I just don't give Lyra Tatum much of a chance, to be honest. I don't give them much of a chance. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes down. It should be a fun match all the same, but Kappa, shout out to you. I know who you're rooting for. It was a teachable moment, said Al. It would just be too much chaos before Mania, said Green. Cleveland said, Kabuki Warriors will lose at WrestleMania 40, so that Asuka's losing streak at WrestleMania continues. Who will win the vacant AEW tag titles? I don't know. I don't watch AEW. I cannot answer that. A tag team. Shubble said, Days rumors that Cleveland will host SummerSlam this year. Looks like they'll be able to go to the stadium, to a stadium PLE. I'm really excited. Yeah, cool. Good. Yeah, there are big rumors. I would expect that to come through. And I think Minnesota is being spoke about. Well, it was being spoke about for 41, but that now seems to have changed, doesn't it, to Vegas for WrestleMania 41. Those are the only two that I've heard. But, yeah, I hope that comes through for you. And if you go, I hope you have a great time. Right, we should be coming back from commercial break. Oh, no. Still at commercial break. Someone asked Camille who she signed for. Please give us a hint. She said it's got 3 letters. Perfect. Perfect. NXT confirmed. NXT confirmed. Edward said, Days, I'm going to pop off to bed, but thanks for a great stream. Much love to Kia and the family. Edward, shout out to you, dudes. I hope you have a good sleep. A refreshing sleep. Amazingly, you know, we're almost 40 minutes into this show. I mean, all things considered, that's gone pretty quick. Like, a third of the show has gone already. I only feel like I've been watching it 10 minutes. It's coming up to 40 minutes. So, that's not a bad sign, is it? Definitely, the one thing you can say about NXT is that a lot happens. A lot goes down, you know. Right, we are back to the action. It is not the Asylum match. That's a lie. Tag titles is what we're dealing with. Into the corner goes Andre Chase. He collides into Bron. Andre trying to make the tag to Duke Hudson, but Baron prevented him, driving him over to the corner. Bron Breakker looking to get into the ring. And he's round the back here of Andre Chase. Picking him up. Chase. Oh, beautiful. 1, 2. Oh, shoulder up. Man, he just picks him up. Gets him into a cutter. Look at this. Flips him over. Boom. That is nice, man. That should put him away. That absolutely should put someone away. Picking him up, flipping him over, and as they're coming down into like a cutter, God. And Andre Chase kicks out. Bron goes through the ropes. Back elbow there by Andre Chase. Oh, Baron into the ring post. Right now, Andre Chase trying to get over to make the tag to Duke Hudson. Lilith said, I tried to get some screen grabs of Gargano playing as himself against Ciampa with special ref Truth. It was funny, but Twitch failed me. Lilith, shout out to you. Was that on was Johnny live streaming that, was he? Shots coming in. Oh, Duke Hudson. Boom! Elbow. And to Baron as well. Duke throwing up the chase you. Hand gesture as Bron goes against the ropes. Tag being made. Bron again. Ooh. Bossman slam. Pick up. Nice. Side slam. 1, 2. Shoulder up. Shoulder up. Shoulder up by Baron. Right, Duke is in the ring. Andre Chase is on the outside. Duke gets dumped to the outside, but holds on to that top rope. Through the ropes. He's going to look to slingshot over the top, and he does. Round the back into a German. A little bit sloppy. It was a good attempt, though, but it didn't quite nail it. Go big or go home. But right now, Baron is... anyone else think some of these moves just look sloppy? Kick out. Bron making the save, and Duke couldn't stop Bron from making the save. Some of these moves, it looks like they're going big, and they're just not coming off. Shots coming in by both guys. Knee to the midsection. Dro said it'll be a fantastic upset if Hudson and Chase U pick up the victory. Oof, Andre Chase into the corner. Hard. Oof, shot to the midsection there by Bron. Another big shot coming in there by Bron. Bron and Duke on the outside. Knee strike there by Bron. Bron on the edge of the ring. Launching off, clothesline, and over the commentary table goes Duke Hudson. That just leaves Baron and Andre Chase in the ring. Andre Chase goes over the top rope to the outsides. Shot coming in there by Andre Chase. Are we watching the same show? Days isn't narrating what I'm seeing. I don't know. Top rope Inzaguri coming in. Perhaps you're just a bit in front or a bit behind. Perched up top. Big crossbody. 1, 2. Kick out there by Baron. Shock on the face of JC. Days, before I go, you played my video in the web. It was hilarious. Best thing I've seen this year. I am like that in the shops, says Edward. Edward, shout out to you. Glad you enjoyed it. Bit of banter. Shots coming in. We got Andre Chase going against the rope. Super kick there. Tag being made. Oof. End of days. Andre Chase gets up. Andre Chase gets up after an end of days just so he can be speared. Well, it's a win. It's a win for Baron Corbin. Andre Chase has been clunky from the start, said Defcon Prime. Yeah, honestly, there were some moves there that were not botchy, but they were just not executed like perfectly, and they just looked off. Don't know how I feel about that end of days into a spear, you know. I mean, I know it works for them as a team, but why the hell would someone get up from end of days? What's up with Thea? What did just happen? Thea just walked off. JC was doing that, though. I don't know what we're going on here. Carmelo's got some security. Let's get the poll up for that last match, shall we? Thea just stormed off. Carmelo. He looks cool with those security guards, doesn't he? In like SWAT vests. They look great. He'll snap his fingers and make those rent-a-cops disappear. But these are Carmelo's security guards. So Carmelo said he is him. Right, backstage, we have got Shawn Spears. Shawn Spears, the chairman, is here, and he will be in action next. And we've got the 2K24 advert. So Carmelo with new security, his own security. He is him. So a win for Baron and Bron. You can vote on that match and what you thought about that match. Boom. Can we add meh to the poll for when a match isn't bad, but meh, said Trini. Sadly not. You'd have to go with okay. YouTube only gives me the 4 options. It's very annoying. If I could have more options, I would definitely use them. Defcon Prime said, handpicked security guards. One's asleep in the middle and the others have got empty pockets and the one guy doesn't know how to wear a tie. Tahil said, it's cool to see an end of days whilst Bron spears the person from the back into the ground. Defcon Prime said, why is Carmelo Anthony surrounded by people wearing empty tactical vests that are brand new? Because you can see how flat they still are with the pockets. Christopher, shout out to you. I think, wasn't that Deep Six? Was it Deep Six? You got me questioning it now. It could have been a Deep Six. Either way, I don't like him getting back up from it. No, I don't think it was a Deep Six. Isn't the Deep Six where he like spins round? But either way, I'm not a fan of him getting back up. Normally with that move, and certainly that deep into a match, it should put people away, not have him immediately standing back up. Right, we've got a thing for the bump. Brian, shout out to you. I hope that happens. Days, have you seen BTS making of that commercial? No. Don't know what's that. Oh, behind the scenes. Right. I thought, in my mind, I thought that was like a Being the Elite type thing, like a BTS remake of it. I was like, no. But behind the scenes making of that commercial, yes, I have. It was very good. I love, there's a bit in it where Bianca's like, I need to have a deeper voice. Because she said, I can't be in here, like, during the commercial being like, I'm the toughest. I'm the roughest. I'm the toughest. She's like, it doesn't work. It was quite funny. It was quite a funny moment. I'd love to play that on Unseen, but can't. Because, like, anything with sound is just a nightmare. Seems like the YouTube algorithm can pick up sound a lot better than it can pick up, like, visuals. So, like, sound. I suppose with visuals, you can make the visuals smaller on screen. You can have it tucked to the sides. You can sort of, do you know what I mean? There's ways that you can sort of not have it super obvious. Whereas with the sound's the sound in it. I suppose you could mess it up a little, but not live. Unless you do like add a voice changer or something. But I think that would be quite distracting, to be honest. So yeah, doing unseen for that stuff's a bit of a nightmare. But so far we've not had too many issues. Right, we are at commercial break. Melo is wearing fabric of the Universe clothing. It's expensive stuff, said Yami Styles. Right, here we go. Shawn Spears. He's keeping this chairman gimmick. Shawn Spears is on a chair. He gets up. Starts making his way to the ring. Don't know who he's going to be facing. Don't know why he's here. Don't know what he's looking for. He's got this hood over his face. Well, the bell sounds. He's got a mask. He's got a mask on. You can't quite make the mask out, to be honest, with it being so dark. So, Shawn going over to the corner. His opponent is going to be Uriah Connors. Shawn Spears taking on Uriah Connors. And Shawn Spears looking very confident. Welcome back, Chance. That's kind of nice in a way, you know, because, I mean, Ty Dillinger was so long ago. So long ago. He just said something to, he whispered something. He whispered something to Connors. Connors is now throwing in chops. I think he must have said something like, you can have some free shots or something. Spears. Oh, love that. Love that. Love that. That was brilliant. So he had Connors in the corner. He gets Connors' arm behind his back so Connors is all exposed. He holds the arm, and then with his knee, he starts throwing in these knee strikes to Connors' head. Oh, I love that move. That looked brilliant. Shawn Spears picks up the victory. There's really not much to grade on that, but I do love that, and I love the fact he's got the arm trapped. I mean, in that moment there, you are really exposed, and then bang, bang, throwing in these knee strikes. Yeah, okay. Let's we need to end that poll. We need to put up a new poll. Match score. Oh, he's going on the microphone. Most of you won't like what you see. Ridge Holland. I don't believe you. You're lying to yourself. Very dark. You can hardly see anything. I don't mind it. I like the kind of half in the light, half in the dark, you know? bit weird. It's a bit weird. You kind of cut in this like atmospheric promo, half in black, half in like darkness, half in light. Talking like the delivery isn't brilliant. You know, if you think about like taking dramatic pauses, really staring at the camera, really punching your lines through, instead it's a bit chitty chatty from Shawn, and then like Ridge just interrupts him. Ridge just comes out, and now we've got Ridge grabbing a chair as Shawn is on his knees, and Shawn is pleading for Ridge to hit him with that chair. And Ridge throws the chair down. So Shawn wanted to be hit with the chair. Oh man, I'm excited for this. Here's Brooks Jensen. You told me to grow some balls, and that's what I'm doing. So Brooks is taking on Obafemi next week. I mean, he's going to get destroyed. So Josh tried to talk him out of it. Dijak interfered. Coming up next then is going to be the women's tag title match. Christopher said, here comes the money. Here come the money. Here comes the money. Money, money, money. It's been a year. It's coming up to 12 months since the greatest WrestleMania moment ever, when he did his injury and was injured. It's coming up to 12 months on that. It's amazing, isn't it? So, will we see him again at this year's WrestleMania? No, probably not. Who will we see, actually? I mean, it's 40 years, so we do need legends. I mean, Hogan's sure to be there. Stone Cold sure to be there. We know The Rock's there. We know Cena's trying to get there. Undertaker got to be there. Triple H, Shawn Michaels. But who else? Who else can we get? Who else do we need? Rey Mysterio will be there. Brett. Do we need to give Brett a call? I think we need to give Brett a call. We need to give Bret Hart a phone call, don't we? Brett, do you want to be? Do you want to come in for WrestleMania 40? Yeah, we need Brett. We've got to give Brett a call. Need to get Brett there. Can't have Big Show. I think he's still under contract, isn't he? Can't have Jericho. Randy will be there. Do we need to call Batista? Do we? Brock can't be there. That's for obvious reasons. That's a shame. That's a shame. Kurt? Do we need to call Doink the Clown? Yeah. Yeah, you're right. We need Doink. Sting? Sting would be awesome. I'd love it. But I've got a feeling that Tony's going to prevent Sting. Not in a devious way, but just by, you know, getting him into a Legends deal. So it means that he won't be free. Doink, we do need Doink, you're right. Kurt Angle. Ryback. Del Rio. Dudley's is a good shout, actually. Dudley's is a good shout. Brooklyn Brawler. Oh, Kane. It's gotta be Kane. Disco Inferno, said Wrestling Boomer. Disco Inferno. John Cena. Juan Cena. Yeah. I'm trying to think early days. Is there anyone that's still around? I mean, Piper's gone. Orndorff's gone. Cyndi Lauper? Wendy Richter? Wendy Richter's a good shout. She was obviously big star at WrestleMania 1. So Wendy Richter's not a bad shout. There's no Big John Studd. There's no Andre the Giant. There's no... Have we lost King Kong Bundy? Is Bundy with us? I think he's not, to be honest, but... yeah, passed away 2019, King Kong Bundy. Obviously no Andre. Ricky Steamboat? Would you get Steamboat? I know we saw him the other day, but it'd still be cool, wouldn't it? Here's Ilya. Kelly Kincaid with Ilya Dragunov. Ken Shamrock. Santino Marella. Mr. T. Yeah, I mean, we've got 2 days and lots of backstage segments. I mean, I just have legends dripping from the ceiling, man. I'd have him being shown at ringside. I'd have him backstage. Ilya said he likes Tony, but he sees the end of the vision very differently. If he wants another opportunity, Carmelo, he will need to earn it. Is Stacks and Luca? Tony D will see you at Stand and Deliver. Tony D will see you at Stand and Deliver. If that happens, I think Tony's got a great chance of winning. Oh, look at Tatum doing Lyra's entrance. Mirroring Lyra. That's pretty fun. So Lyra making her way down to the ring, and Tatum's got a massive smile on her face. She's loving it. Right, let's end the poll. It is now time for the women's tag title match. Kabuki Warriors are going to be making their way out very, very soon. Here we go. Dun, dun, dun. Still not used to this music, you know. The Kabuki Warrior music. I don't mind it. Here's Asuka and Kairi. We definitely need a welcome back chant. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. There is Asuka. There is Kairi. There are the Kabuki Warriors. Oh yeah, it's getting very animated. Getting very excited is Booker. Kabuki Warriors versus Lyra Tatum. Okay, so everyone's in the ring. Just waiting for the official announcements. James said, imagine Alondra Blaze and Bull Nakano stare down. Oh, it wouldn't hit as hard now because Bull's so different, isn't she? She's really small. She's lost like all of her weight, all of her size, all of her presence. She has her hair down and like, it's really strange. You look at her and you're like, is that really Bull? If she was a real one, she would put a load of weight on and put her hair back up. If she cared. But no, she's tiny now. Tiny. They're doing a meet and greet, actually, which I would love to have gone to. I don't know when it is. I feel like it's at some point this month. In America, you can meet Bull Nakano and Alundra Blaze. They're doing a co-event. I want to look at that, actually. I want to know what else they're doing. Is it just a meet and greet, or are they doing a Q&A? And where is it? Bull Nakano. Oh god, I'd love to go to that. Rivalry. Right, bell has sounded. Bull Nakano wants to go into the Hall of Fame. Put her in. Put her in. Bull Nakano debuts as trainer for Rise. Oh, I can't find it. I'll have a look on Twitter. As we are underway, Lyra taking Asuka over. Where and when is it? I don't know. I was looking, but I was looking. Tag being made. Lyra tags in Tatum. Kairi round the back. Into the corner goes Paxley. I'll go to Alundra's thing. She'll probably have it. Oh, she's on Cameo, you know. I didn't know that. Kairi goes down to her knees and she bends over. I mean, Kairi's a bit strange these days. Shot coming in there by Kairi. Forearm shots coming in now by Tatum. Against the ropes. Kairi got caught on the ropes a little bit. Nice takeover as Tatum rolls out the ring. Kairi is just so enjoying herself. She really is having a good time. And we're seeing Asuka sat on the edge of the ring with her arms folded. She's having a great time as well. Tag being made. Asuka going over, grabbing the hair of Tatum. Big chop coming in there by Tatum. Asuka's going to kill you, chant, as there's a kick to the midsection. Quick kicks coming in there by Asuka. Tatum trying to cover her head, but she's getting kicked in the head. Tatum goes down, tag being made. Asuka pointing over at Lyra as Tatum goes over against the ropes. Tatum over the other side, knee to the midsection, and a kick, and a bulldog by Asuka. Drop kick by Kairi. Tatum in a whole world of pain at the moment. 1, 2, kick out by Tatum. And kick coming in by Kairi. Something's happening in the back. We've got some sort of... Oh, Thea Gacy and the other one, whatever her name is. So, Thea and Gacy. Yeah, it's really kicking off. They're going to whoop everyone. It's Kiana, Izzy, Dame. It's not JC and Jasmine. It's Kiana and Izzy Dane. Is it? When she stormed off, though, I'm sure I saw JC doing that. Was it Kiana and Izzy Dane, was it? I'll have to have a look at that. Going over. Yeah, I can't find this thing. I'll have to have a look and see if I can hunt it down. The animal says Janari. Drop kick through the ropes there by Lyra and Tatum. Right, we've gone back to commercial break. Can I skip back live? Will it let me go back live? Oh, yeah, it will. Good. Wanted to go back to that bit. Because when she storms off during the match, it wasn't clear why she had stormed off. But I distinctly remember seeing, like, what looked like JC that was giving the L hand signal. So now she's backstage, like, feuding with Kiana and everything. I don't know where that's come from. Man, trying to skip back on this live is really not fun. Oh. Yeah, it is Kiana. Right, can we go back to live? Okay, we're at commercial break. There will be their opinions video. No, we don't do opinions for NXT. I think I'll do a quick review, but we won't do an opinions. She's just snapped. Is that what it is? She's just snapped. She's just snapped. She's just lost it. Right, are we up to speed with everything? Let's go down here. But will there be... Oh, we read that one. Booker said, wait for the internet to find out what's happened. And Vic said, yeah, like the internet is always right. Well, he's correct on that, actually. Malik said, I said that guy would be the third guy in Tony D's clique. He's finally got his 2 dimes and nickels back. Dro said, what help do you need, Uncle Howdy? What does that mean? Have we got Uncle Howdy in the chat? Oh, yeah, we do. I didn't have a clue what that meant, but we do have Uncle Howdy in the chat. Chastity Plum, shout out to you. Brony said, what are your thoughts on the Shawn Spears promo? Week. That was my thoughts. I thought I liked the half, in the darkness, half in the light. I like that. But I just thought the delivery was very weak. And then he gets interrupted, which if you're trying to build him up and build his persona up, like him just being interrupted just doesn't look very good. That's the kind of thing that you do after a few weeks, not whilst you're doing your first promo, you know? So... And also, I really, really hate trying to watch this on the network because it keeps crashing. It is the most frustrating thing in the world. I keep getting this problem where it keeps crashing every single week. Doesn't do it with premium live events. Don't have any problem with premium live events, but the live NXTs Keep having to, like, refresh it. It's really annoying. So I hope that's not a sign of things to come. As we, but, you know, when we move to Netflix, Netflix should have a much better infrastructure. Okay, Lyra up top. How long have we got? 46 minutes. Clothesline. They called Fallon Henley trash last week, and Thea looks to be friends with Fallon. That's probably why she attacked Kiana and Izzy, said Alexa Bliss Gamer. They had Fallon beat Tiffany Stratton twice, and now they have no idea what to do with her. Her momentum is drifting, said Brony. Right, right now we've got Asuka in there, Kairi coming over, Lyra is in there as well. Lyra and Asuka is a match I never thought about, but I definitely need it. Lyra Valkyria against Asuka, that could bang, man. Right now, Lyra has got Kairi and Tatum has got Asuka. It's a nice move. And Lyra's got Kairi down. A fisherman buster, according to Vic. Nice bridge. One by Lyra on Kairi as Kairi kicks out. We could see JD McDonough confronting Liv to say you can't cut a promo with frustrations. Then Liv confronts JD McDonough. That's what's happening on Raw next week, said Richards. Asuka can't lose her unbeaten streak in NXT, said Cleveland Brown. Double knees there by Asuka. Oh, lovely. As Kabuki Warriors working well together. Lyra goes down 2, and Tatum makes the save. Tatum makes the save. Kairi grabs Tatum, goes to throw her out the ring. It's Kairi that ends up going out. That leaves Lyra and Asuka in the ring. Lyra trying to get over to the rope. She gets there. She's holding on to the rope. Back elbow there by Lyra. Big kick coming in by Lyra as well. Kick coming back there by Asuka. Lyra. Big knee. Lyra back up. Kick coming in by Lyra. Lyra goes down, roll through. She goes for the pin on Asuka. Asuka kicks out. Duck underneath. Lovely little sequence here between Lyra and Asuka. Them two in a singles match would be awesome. Tag being made. And in comes Tatum. Tatum has got Asuka over her knee as Lyra delivers a leg drop from the top. 2. And Kairi just makes the save. Oof. Super close. Kicks coming in by Lyra. Oh! Lyra accidentally kicks Tatum. Oh my God! Spinning back fist was brutal by Kairi. So Lyra kicking Tatum by mistake. That back fist. Oh my God. By Kairi. Looked like took a damn head off. Honestly, that's how you deliver decapitations in 2024. Forget the guillotine. We don't need it. Just the spinning back fist from Kairi will do it. God, that was brutal. Yeah, the end of that match is really fun. Really, really fun. Yeah, the elbow is brilliant. I thought the match was, you know, okay. It was passable, but the ending is really good. Right, who's come in now? Who's this? Roxanne Perez attacking Lyra. Roxanne Perez attacking Lyra. Roxy chant by the crowds. Hurling Lyra into the ring post. She's exposing the turnbuckle. Is she going to stomp down on the arm? Ah! She put the arm over the exposed turnbuckle and then jumped down on the arm. Oof. It's out. That's what you get. It's out. She keeps saying it's out. Some of the acting from Lyra's not the strongest. The bit there where she's like over in the corner and she's sort of got her arm twisted round and she's sort of like, oh, oh no, oh. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like she could be a bit more impactful in that moment. But the stomp looked good by Roxanne. Selling was all right from Lyra after. I really, really like this new edge that Roxanne has got. I really like it. Really like it. My big criticism of her before was that she was too smiley, too happy all the time. Like, she was a fan. She was still a fan. She was like, oh, I can't believe I'm here. This is amazing. Now we're starting to see, you know, a girl that's not just happy to be there. We're starting to see a superstar arrive now. Great. Great. So, very excited to see what we do with Roxanne with this kind of heel persona. I mean, would feel like we're probably building to Roxanne Lyra again at Stand and Deliver. It's probably a really good chance that Roxanne gets the win as well. So, how long have we got? We've got 39 minutes, and of course, there can be an overrun as well. But, yeah. It's been a weird little show, to be honest. Big Time said 1.5 for Raw during Mania season with no NFL. The period rating should be going up than coming down after Mania. We are headed for 1.4, 1.5 after Mania. I don't know. I don't look at the shows in that way. I've said before, I think if you look on each show in an individual basis, you're not going to get a good read. I think that, you know, 1.5, disappointing, but what did we announce? I mean, we didn't make a big deal out of, like, Cody responding to The Rock. Like, we sort of went into Raw with, like, well, you know, there's this match, Drew and Jay, and there's this match. I don't think they did a very good job of, like, building up Cody responds, you know? Cody's explosive response. Don't miss it this Monday. I don't think we really built that up to be as big of a thing as... I thought we got more from that segment than I expected going into the show, to be honest. We got more out of that. And then, as we said, you know, for this time of year, for them to deliver a so-so show is disappointing, but they can bounce back really easily next week with a really solid offering. And actually, the lineup for next week's show looks pretty good. So if they can get the promotion right and the messaging right, then, you know, we could bounce back. That 1.5 can just be an exception, can just be an anomaly. So I ain't worried. It doesn't bother me. These one-off ratings, I'm not bothered. I'm much, you know, as I said, I think it'd be much more beneficial if you was to add up all of those ratings for January and add up all the ratings for February and then add up where we are for March. And that's a lot more interesting because you're talking a much bigger picture there. You're talking about month data rather than weekly data. You know, with AEW, the 850 thing, that's week after week after week after week after week. Sometimes it's 810, sometimes it's 820, sometimes it's 805. But every single week that's in the 800s. You can talk with confidence with AEW about how they're not showing growth. They're not, you know, we're not getting to that million. But with WWE, their ratings seem to be a little bit varied, a bit more varied. You never quite know what you're going to get, do you, each week? Whereas I already feel like this week's Dynamite will be 850. And it hasn't even happened yet. Right, we have got Lyra. She is being loaded into the back of an ambulance. There's Ava. There's Shawn. Shawn's out there as well. Shawn's concerned. So, Lyra is taken away. Here's Fallon Henley. Loopy Girl said, my dad has passed away yesterday morning and I've been struggling. I've been missing and listening to you guys. Loopy Girl, I'm so sorry to hear that. Do you know, there seems to be a lot of heartache in the community at the moment. I don't know what it was. We were talking quite a bit earlier about loss and people passing away and pets passing away, and you know, it seems like people have really gone through some stuff recently. So yeah, wow, I mean, dude, losing your dad, I mean, it doesn't get much heavier than that, does it? So thoughts absolutely with you, and I know the community will be there. I mean, I'm seeing a lot of reaction, rightfully so. So I'm so sorry to hear that. I really, really am. That's tough. Really, really tough. We were talking earlier about, like, you know, having a distraction and, you know, taking a moment to just get your mind off it. But it's one of those that you have to kind of acknowledge and process as well. You know, we spoke a bit about not bottling things up because that don't help anyone. So I hope you've got friends and family that you can talk to, but because that is definitely a rough one to go through. So, Loopy Girl, thoughts are with you. As I need to end this one. We're moving on to our next match. Fallon and Blair is what we've got now. Fallon versus Blair. And back elbow there by Blair. Okay, the scores. I need to jot these down. 51. No one thought that match was bad. Okay, lovely messages. Brony said, wrestling is the best distraction for me to escape reality for a few hours. Also, these streams do help tremendously. Well, I'm pleased about that. I'm pleased that the streams are of use to people. Right, we've got Fallon getting back into the ring as she takes down Blair. That was nice. Wrapped her legs around and managed to get Blair down. Blair over by the ropes. Obviously, we've got our main event coming up as well. Our main event is going to be Tony against Carmelo. And we are expecting, or at least I'm expecting, us to see Trick Williams. Winner challenges Ilya at Stand and Deliver. I think there's a good chance that he loses the title at Stand and Deliver. I also think that's where Trick and Carmelo will face. So definitely looking at Tony to get the win here. Oof. Fallon Henley goes down. Fallon versus Blair, if given time, should be a good match, said A. Jobson. So Fallon is down at the moment as Blair is working the arm. Roll through there by Fallon. Kick by Fallon. Fallon getting up. Back elbow there by Fallon. Blair coming over. Trying to work the arm of Fallon. It is true. I mean, Fallon's got a lot of experience now. She's been in NXT for a hot minute. And obviously Blair, I mean, she's wrestled all over the world. So she's just got tons of experience. So these two should be able to cook up something. It's got a nice pace to it. Neither are looking lost in this match. As Fallon's getting back up to her feet, she charges over. Clothesline as Blair goes over the top to the outside. Fallon jumps to the outside, goes after Blair. And goes to put Blair face first into the edge of the ring, into the ring steps. Knee strike. Fallon is getting back into the ring. Is that Sol? Sol Ruka. Sol Ruka has attacked Blair. Sol Ruka attacks Blair. And that unfortunately cut short this match. So Sol Ruka is back. She's got a knee brace on, which is a real shame. Whilst this is huge news, we've got to talk about what happened yesterday. What happened yesterday? Oh. Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins are going to be at WWE Worlds. So? I thought all the superstars were there to meet fans. Okay, well, there we go. That's what we've learnt, apparently. Right, we're backstage. You let it slip through your fingers. This is JC. Duke, you came up short. JC says she's busy next week and walks away. Why did she run away from ringside then? So Thea's got herself into a tag match. She presumed her partner would be JC, and JC's just turned her down. Who do you think will win at Mania out of Seth, Cody? Lose night 1, night 2, Rock turns on Roman and Cody wins, said Eli Sports and Games. Well, I think that Rock Roman win night 1. I think Cody does win night 2. I'm not sure about Rock turning on Roman. I think it is definitely a possibility. Obviously, there's a theory, very popular theory, that Cody and Rock are actually working together and that it's all part of taking everything from Roman, which it absolutely could be. But I think there's also another path, which is that The Rock believes in Roman, isn't working with Cody, and actually is here to, you know, basically help Roman retain. And then when Roman loses, The Rock sees that Roman is not the tribal chief that he's being made to acknowledge. Why would The Rock? I think The Rock could acknowledge Roman if he believed in Roman. And, you know, maybe right now he believes in Roman. Roman's achieved a lot. So maybe right now acknowledging Roman doesn't feel brilliant, but he can swallow it. He can do it. Why is he going to acknowledge Roman once Roman's lost the title to Cody? Because all of a sudden, does he not look like a weakened tribal chief? Is he not an injured, wounded tribal chief? So there is a path to go whereby you actually don't have Rock turn on Roman. He helps Roman, but it's not enough. And then that means that we can start, you know, doing a turn after WrestleMania. So I don't know. I really don't know which way they'll go with that. I mean, you know, there's people out there saying that, well, Roman could also retain. It could be that Seth turns on Cody and actually Roman ends up retaining. This time he deals with the bloodline, but he didn't deal with Seth. I don't think that would be the right way to go, personally. I don't think that would be the right way to go, but that's got to be another option that's on the table. So I'm still saying that Cody wins. I'm still thinking that's the direction that we go. But yeah, I do love the fact that it is not obvious. You know, I do love the fact that we're sitting here and really there's a lot on the table. There's a lot of different directions that we can go if they want to go that way. It's just someone's going to have to make the decision, aren't they, as to which way they want to go. This Saturday, I might go to the American Legion Post 100 Lake Station, said Carmen Live. Well, if you do, have a good time. Rock has talked too much about blood and family. There's no way he'll throw all of that away for a single Roman loss, said the Beach Kevin. True, but you can start that build. So, you know, that the story of him looking at Roman as like, well, hang on, all of a sudden you've lost the title. You know, you are blood, you are family, but you've also just lost and, dare I say, brought dishonor to the family. You've just lost on the grandest stage there's ever been, which is WrestleMania 40. And you've just brought shame on that same family. So I don't know that he would turn on him straight away at that point. But, I mean, I could understand The Rock not taking any nonsense. You know, I'm not going to acknowledge a tribal chief that's a loser. That loses and embarrasses our family on a stage that big. It really just depends what story you want to tell. And I really don't know what story they want to tell. But I think the fact that it felt like Triple H wanted to do Cody Roman at WrestleMania this year, that gives me confidence that I think he wanted to finish the story this year. So forgetting the Rock and Roman side of things for a second, I feel pretty good that Cody does finish the story, as I'm sure many of you do as well. And then obviously we'll just have to see what goes down with Rock and Roman. It's hard to know because it's hard to know which path they're going to choose. Have they revealed who the mystery guy was that was supposed to debut tonight? What mystery guy? There was a mystery guy. Do you mean the three faces thing? I mean, that was revealed last week to be Shawn Spears. So I don't know of another mystery person. Right, we've got GG backstage with Ava. Here's Ariana Grace. A match, I'm afraid not. Fighting is what we do. So she's accepted. So Ariana said, if I win, you've got to let me bring out your inner beauty. All right, here's Shawn Spears. I'm counting on it. He wants Ridge. Okay, well, there we go. A few words from Shawn Spears. Okay, in the ring, we got Charlie Dempsey. No quarter catch crew in there with that Heritage Cup. Rock could accidentally cost Roman, which then builds tension and then takes things to another level, says James. Has anyone noticed every time Jimmy attacks, Jay gets the look like he doesn't want to fight, says Eric. So Charlie is obviously the new champ. Charlie Dempsey said this is an honor. He talks about how this cup represents his vision of the pure art of this sport. Damon Kemp saying a few words. There's a woman on the phone in the background. There's a woman on the phone. She's like, yeah, just at the NXT. Oh, it's been alright. Yeah. Yeah, no, they're in the ring now, yeah. No crew. No quarter crew. Quarter crew, yeah, quarter crew in the ring. Well, I was thinking we could have chicken, to be honest. We could have chicken if you want. Yeah, I can get some chips on the way back. It's not a problem. It's about half an hour, so yeah. All right, see you later. Bye. I mean, in all fairness, I can't say I blame her. Right, who's coming? Who's this? William Regal! Oh, she got off the phone at the right time! William Regal's here! Oh my God! Regal's coming out! William Regal's just coming! I'll still get them chips. Yeah, love you, bye. Regal, 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 Regal. It's going to be sick, man. Regal and his kids. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. William Regal getting into the ring. That's your father, chants. We need a daddy's home chant. Every time that cup's contested, it's a tribute to all of them that came before me in Europe. I hope you'll defend the cup with honor and integrity it deserves. Charlie Dempsey steps forwards. I'll defend this cup better than you ever could. I'll be watching, says William Regal. That's a great line. I'll defend this cup better than you ever could. William Regal just has a little look there at Charlie and he's like, he didn't leave the ring straight away, did he, Regal? Oh, and we fade. There's no Amdar, gutted. I'll defend this cup better than you ever could. It's So Noam is super sad at the moment. Lash. Supernova. Oh, look, he's back. Where's Jakara? It's time for the meta future? Okay. Time for the meta future? Right, Tony D'Angelo. Going to be taking on Carmelo. This match coming up next. Regal is the GOAT. Lash needs a push. She's got the size and she can work, said the beach. NXT. NXT. There's a lot of welcome home chants recently, isn't there? I just looked it up and it was Sol Ruka, said Malone's family circle. Trick is one of the guards, said Corey. Ah, very good. Very good. I wonder if Noam Dar likes that hat, said Travis. I kind of wish Regal was GM, not Ava. I think we all do, don't we? What experiences Ava? How did she pass that interview? Have you got any experience? No. Have you ever been GM of a brand? No. Have you ever done much like business? Well, no, I haven't. No. My dad's The Rock, though. Oh, okay, you got the job. Yep, seems like everything checks out. Your dad's on the board and you've got the job. Yeah, now come on, it was definitely better when it was Regal. Who are you taking in the gauntlet match? Chad Gable. I wonder if there could be a little bit of skullduggery, though. You know, you get down to Sammy and Chad and then Imperium attack. Might be a repeat of last year where because Imperium get involved, we end up with the triple threat. That could be a way of getting Sammy into a match, but I don't know. I think Sammy would get in the way. He doesn't need it. If I've got to just pick one, I'm going with Chad. Going with Chad. I just don't think Sammy needs it. I wish Regal was GM again. James said, I bet that's exactly how it went. That was a reenactment of the actual interview process. Janari said, War Games. War Games! Yeah, but she hasn't done that, has she, yet? Have we seen her do a War Games? She better be good at that. You can't not be good at that. She can't go, War Games! You know what this means? War Games! No, man, she's got a bit of gusto. War Games! Hope she's practicing. It'll soon come round. Russell Andy said she's on the phone to Damian Priest, letting him know that the time is now. What, for a cash-in? Maybe on the NXT Women's title. if I don't know. I mean, like, why would the time be now? Elia's not competing, is he? And I don't think he wants the NXT Women's title. Maybe you'd imagine that. Apparently, you can cash in on any title. Imagine if Damian Priest cashes in on Lyra Valkyria while she was in the ambulance. Guys, you said I needed to cash this in and win gold. Check this out. I'm the new NXT Women's Champion. Yeah, Judgment Day. Judgment Day. Judgment Day's got another mommy. Oh, God, that'd be the best. On the Heritage Cup. Why? On Charlie Dempsey. On Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. He's not in a weakened position at the moment, is he? Is Mr. Stone just watching backstage? Lexis King. Damian Priest should have cashed in last night. It was a missed opportunity, said Eric. Von Wagner and Mr. Stone. Yeah, here's Von Wagner. We are running out of time. It's ticking away. He assaulted me. He talks bad about my kids. I'm a man, I'm a husband, I'm a father. Mr. Stone wants Lexis King. You got it. We're looking again at Roxanne stomping down on the arm of Lyra Valkyria. It is not the same Roxanne Perez that we've come to know, no. Shawn Michaels is very concerned. This is going to be a short match. Well, we ain't got loads of time, have we? To be honest. We ain't got loads of time. Ridge against Shawn Spears next week. Ridge against Shawn. Obafemi against Brooks Jensen. Let's go, man. Let's go. Brooks Jensen, that's my boy. I'm a Brooks Jensen stan. Right, here is Tony D'Angelo then getting his entrance. Is he coming out on his own? Tony coming out. No sign of Stax or Riz or Luca. Plenty of that in the crowd, though. So Tony has turned his sights on being the Don of NXT. He already is, but he wants the gold to prove it. And so he's got an opportunity to win this match against Carmelo and then face Ilya Dragunov at NXT Stand and Deliver. How will Tony beat Ilya? I think that's a very fair question. How is this guy meant to beat Ilya Dragunov? I like Tony, but I don't see him at Ilya's level. Okay, here's Carmelo. Loopy girl, shout out to you. Here's Carmelo. Which one would be Trick? I am looking, going, which one's Trick now? Front right? Front right would be my pick. I got the feeling Roman Reigns wants to be Tony D'Angelo so bad, said Jadam. Alchemouser said Trick is one of them. What does Sammy do at Mania if he won't compete for the IC? I agree he doesn't need it. Don't you think it's better for him to be on the card rather than not? Oh, yeah, definitely. Of course it's better for him to be on the card. But he doesn't have to be in that match. I don't know where you put him, to be honest. I don't know that he finds his way into the world title picture. So it would mean that you probably need a feud to come out of the gauntlet match. And the one that I theorized was him and Bronson Reed, because Bronson attacked him the other day, which I know could only be to set up the gauntlet match. It might mean nothing more than that. But I think Bronson is a very interesting prospect. Bronson is someone that I think deserves to be showcased and spotlighted. And putting him in a match with Sammy in what would hopefully be a banger, because both of them can go. You know, you just put on a really good match. One of those that people are buzzing about, like, yeah, I mean, day one was good, but main event was awesome. But man, that Bronson-Sammy match, you know, if you can cook, if you can get them two to cook, it could be great for both. Even if Bronson ends up losing, you know, you can quite easily just have him say, look, this was my first solo match at WrestleMania. I learned so much. I know what I need to do now. And, like, you know, Sammy getting a big win would give him some momentum. I'd be tempted at something like that. But because we're so close to WrestleMania, if he's not going to be in the title match, and I don't think he's getting into the world title match, we are going to have to find him a feud. And I'm guessing that's going to come out of the gauntlet. I had a new card number. I have now updated everything, said Loop Girl. Loop Girl, welcome. We'll be doing a member stream on Thursday. Chop coming in there by Carmelo. Tony versus Tony. Yeah, Tony versus Tony. I've got Tony on the brain. It's Tony against Tony D'Angelo. Tony, it's what you... I know that some of you aren't watching. It's actually Tony Khan. Tony Khan versus Tony D'Angelo. That is the main event of NXT. Let's go. Suplex by Tony Khan. No, I'm joking, of course. It's not really Tony Khan. It's Carmelo Hayes, isn't it? Who goes to the outsides. James said the quizzes on the members are the best thing. They are fun, aren't they? I do enjoy those as well. We killed it last time, didn't we? 100%. Okay, so the security guards catch Carmelo. Good job, guys. Good job. Right, picture in picture, but I don't have that luxury. Right, that was Trick, said Alka-Meltzer. What if, hear me out, what if they're all Trick? He's cloned himself and there's 4. Jesus Christ. Tony would be cowering in the corner by now. Yeah. Scared for his life. What do you think of them doing the US title at WrestleMania? One-on-one title defense or multi-person ladder match? A multi-person ladder match. I think you either do the IC title multi-person or you do Logan in a multi-person. To be honest, Logan shines in like them matches because you don't need skill. I mean, you just jump off ladders and you just take risks and, you know, I mean, you need some skill, but you get my point. I mean, you can put together a decent Logan singles match. We've seen him. He can have decent singles matches, like, no shade on him. But I think it plays probably better on social media if he's jumping off ladders and all that stuff, you know? Those kind of things are quite eye-catching, aren't they? You know, tune into WrestleMania, Logan Paul's going to be in a ladder match. Dude, I've got to get a ladder. I've got to climb this ladder. I don't even like heights or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, what am I going to do? And you could, like, it builds interest in. I mean, in all fairness, the alternative is him one-on-one with Randy Orton. I mean, that's going to get attention as well, isn't it? So, I suppose you could do either, but I think to go from both matches feeling like they could be ladder matches to then neither match being a ladder match, I think that would be a bit of a shame. I'd be tempted to put the US one in a ladder match. LA Knight, AJ Styles, Kevin Owens, Randy Orton. Sort of protects Randy a little as well. because he hasn't got to carry the full weight of the match, does he? And Logan, you can do all the crazy spots that will, you know, trend. And so yeah, I'd do that. We've gone to commercial with 2 minutes left. Overtime. Right now, Carmelo is in control. Winner gets Ilya. I'll be very interested to know what people rate this show, you know. Do you know, it's a weird show because I don't think the in-ringers delivered. You know, when you think NXT, you think this is where you tend to get some of the better in-ring. I don't know that the in-ringers really delivered tonight, but we've had Sol Ruka back. We've had the Roxanne moment. We've had quite a few little bits, you know. I mean, it's just I've got 4 pages of notes. Normally, all I've got written down are the results, but I've got 4 pages of notes here because there's been so much stuff that's happened. Right now, Carmelo is in control. There's a sign in the crowd that says "Not him." Gigi against Ariana Grace coming up next week. Carmelo goes down. We are into the overrun. Logan will lose at 40 as he's ready to challenge for a heavyweight or universal championship, said Cleveland Brown. Big overhand shot there. And again. Kick coming in by Carmelo. Belly to belly. Boom. Belly to belly again. Lovely work here by Tony. And a spine buster. But I thought you was about to say Ariana Grande. I wish. Ariana Grande against Gigi Dolan next week. Tell you what, that gets some attention. Woof. Tony is in control. It's going well at the moment. He grabs Carmelo. And Carmelo working on the arm of Tony. Carmelo coming over. Big shot coming in there by Tony. Kick coming back there by Carmelo. Kick again by Carmelo. Takedown. Roll through. Do you think this has been better than Raw? Or do you think Raw was better? Which one do you think was... Which do you think has been the better show? I'm sort of thinking this. It's also a bit unfair because this is only 2 hours compared to Raw that's 3 hours. Could you imagine if there was another hour of this? Sort of thinking this, though. The William Regal moment was really cool. Roxanne moment was good. I'm sure we're about to get a Trick moment here as well. I think it's this, innit? I think it's this. NXT because it's 2 hours. Alex thinks Raw. WWE AEW fan said I can't watch Raw, so I don't know. Green said I think this was a little better. Big Time said Raw was a bore fest. NXT was enjoyable. Right now we've got Carmelo gets planted down. Tony going for the cover. 1, 2. Carmelo gets the shoulder up. Heel Santa said NXT. Mr. Quake says NXT Roadblock, the returned. Yeah, I'll be very interested to see how people score this one. I think this does come out just above. But I don't think it's loads. I don't think it's loads. I think there's a lot of matches here that haven't delivered or have just been so-so. And actually, that seems to be reflected in the scores as well. But it's the moments that have been dotted throughout this show that have really kind of kept its head above water, if you will. So at the moment, and I'm with the turn, I'm thinking like a 6-7-5. That's kind of where I am. Trick Williams music hits. Trick Williams music hits. Trick. What that trick? What that trick? What that trick? What that trick? Carmelo. Tony in the ring. Ah, no trick, but Carmelo gets caught. This might be just enough to allow Tony to secure the win. Carmelo gets planted. 1, 2, 3. Carmelo loses. Tony D'Angelo wins thanks to the distraction that was the music. Man, Trick Williams' music is so good. It is so good. It's got to be up there with some of the best music that we've got. Yeah, it's so good. So, yeah, just seeing the replay. Trick. Whoop that trick. Whoop that trick. Whoop that trick. Crowd are electric for him, man. Electric for him. Big star. Big star. Right. Is he about to reveal that he was out there all along? Ah, Tony says he pulled that stunt. I got you a present. The music hits again. Oh, he wasn't one of the gods. He wasn't. Wow. And he's got double denim. Canadian tuxedo. Oh, man, he's laying out those guards. He just kicked that guy and the guy stumbled and for some reason went over the top rope. Sort of feel like that security guard had to chuck himself over the top rope. Yeah, man, Trick's back and he looks awesome. And the place is going bananas. No longer his boy. Oh, so much energy. Oh, this place gone electric, man. You could power the state of Florida out the amount of electricity in the building at the end of that. His music is so good. So good. Whoop that trick. Whoop that trick. Who won? Tony won. Tony won. Hey. Right. Over on Wrestling Days clips, you can vote. What did you score? NXT Roadblock. What did you think about it? He is so over, said Triton Cascade. He really is. He really, really is. Okay. Good. Great. All time. Okay. The poll is up. You can vote for that right now. If you go over to Wrestling Days clips, I want to jump into the chat. And I'll post that link so that people can get there, because I know people do struggle to find it. And I looked the other day and I struggled to find it as well, to be honest. Okay, it's in the chat right now. You can put your scores in this chat as well, but they won't count to the official score. I used the poll, that's why it's up. And the link to get to it is right there to get to the second channel. William said NXT was much better than Raw. It was a great ending. Sandy said 7. Al said 7. Mr. Quake said 9.5. Young Heath Ledger says 8. William says 8. K-Dub said 7.5. Green Pea said 8.2. Carmen Live, shout out to you. Had to put your 15-year-old Chihuahua down. I'm sorry to hear that. We got him back in 2008. Oh, mate. It's a long time, that is, isn't it? It's a long time. I'm sorry to hear that, but difficult. As I said, a lot of loss in the community at the moment. I don't know why. I don't know what's happening. But I'm sorry to hear that, bud. Greg says 8. Danny says 7. Steven says 7. Tritum says 8. Alex Bliss Gamer says 8. Dro says 9. Kashawn said 775. Trey Gaming, shout out to you. Nathan says 9. Melo screwed. Melo says K-Dub. Melo screwed. Melo. Cleveland Brown said 4.5 out of 7. James said it was a very strange show. Some of the matches seemed often under-delivered, but also had some great moments. I agree. I completely agree. I think scoring it makes it very difficult. For me, I'm settling on about a 6.75. I could maybe go to a 7, but I don't know. For a lot of this, just felt weird and off, and just I don't know, like it's weird that like the show's like down. I feel like I don't want to say down here, but really for me the show at times was bobbing around a 5 point something, and then you just get these moments that just kind of really punctuate throughout the show. You know, Roxanne and Lyra going to hospital, William Regal. You know, some lovely moves and lovely stuff. I love that Shawn Spears move. Holds the arm behind the back, knees coming into the face. I thought that looked great. So, I mean, you know, there are moments in the matches, but even looking at the scores, none of the matches here have, like, smashed it. I don't think there's a single match that's got a great rating. I think every single match has come out as good. Which, you know, for NXT, you would want at least one match to be coming out as a great. But I think every single match has come out as good. So, yeah, it's one of those, isn't it? It's one of those. In fact, let's end this one because I do need to run away. I was going to do a quick review. This one has come out as good as well. Good 46, great 38, all-time 14. No one said bad, though. No one said bad. That might be the first time that's happened. Well, it's not the first time. We had it earlier. That's going to be 100% good. That'll be 100% good. No one said that match was bad. Oof. Left a like, said Hawkins. Appreciate it. I appreciate it as well, dudes. But that'll be interesting. See how that all ranks and everything. Okay, right. Well, look, I'm going to run away so that I can do that quick review and get working on Unseen. So I'm going to run away and do that. Thanks a lot for joining us. I hope you had fun. There was some highs. There was some, I don't think there was lows. There was just a bit of like, yeah, some good stuff, some fun moments, and on we go now. Next big stream we're doing is on Friday, and is not SmackDown. The next big stream is Joshua against Ngannou. Joshua Ngannou is earlier on Friday. We are doing that. It's set up on the channel. And as soon as that finishes, then we go into SmackDown. So I've got... we'll be doing Unseen videos. And there'll be a member stream. But I need to get some research done as well. So lots of behind-the-scenes things going on with research. And because UFC this weekend as well. I want to do that because it's UFC 299. So... got to research all that as well as the Joshua fight. So I'm a busy boy, man. So thanks a lot for watching. Appreciate the support, and I will see you again next time.